Re, 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 re. Your man for me, re. Even when you have, also when you have. Re, 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 re. Your man for me, re. Even when you have. Mona ya hewa laure laure na laure nure nure laure laure na ọpẹni máa ké hẹwẹ hẹwẹ ọpẹni máa ké lérun lérun bẹni máa ké mọwẹ mọwẹ. When my king hold that, la reina, la nure, la nure, la nure, la nure, oh la reina, re. Your mouth for my ray, iwe ya Otagbona ya hewa re Omyoma fama re Iwe ya hewa Idu ya hewa Laure Laure na Yahuwah. Hey, let the spirit and the bride say, come. Yes, Abba Yahuwah, according to your word, Isaiah 43, verses 26, you said, bring me back my word. Put me now in remembrance of my word. Maybe I have forgotten. Therefore, I present this very word unto you, your very word, that can never pass away. It is very possible for heaven and the earth to pass away, but your word, you said, it remains unto eternity, and I believe you with every fibers in me. Therefore, I present this very word of yours before you, your infallible word. Revelation 22, verses 17, as it says, the Spirit and the bride say, come. Okay, Abba, if I am your choosing bride, your choosing, yes, elect bride, therefore honor me with your presence. This very season of Hanukkah, Yahushua show up. This is the very feast you made yourself know unto the Pharisees that you were, or that you are, the very awaited Messiah. This is where you clear our doubt. This is where you remove that fog from our understanding and say, I am the very one, the very prophesied Messiah on this set apart feast. You gave us that glory, that blessing, that gift. Oh, Yahuwah, I say repeat it now in your mighty name. Yahushua, let it be. That is the gift you gave. You give unto me the gift of Hanukkah, to see you the way you are. Yes, to see you in the power, through the power of your resurrection. Abba, in your mighty name, if I am your bride, if I am your choosing bride, elect, if I am your bride, Therefore, in this season of Hanukkah, honor me with your praises. Hallelujah. Abba, in your mighty name. Amen. All right, now, family. Greeting to every one of us. Hope we all are doing great on this wonderful, glorious, lovely, wonderful, covenanted, set apart day once again for you and I to circle around Abba Yahuwah's eternal blessed throne and to do what? To just get our soul, spirit, and body. I mean, our totality, the past, right now, and future, filled with Abba Yahuwah's eternal divine presence, which is His word. That is the presence of Abba Yahuwah. Yes, the word of Abba Yahuwah is the absoluteness of His power, of His authority. That is Yahuwah Himself. Only in Abba Yahuwah's presence, we get every single thing done. You see, as soon as we begin to open to any passage of your choice, the very one you desire to look into, as soon as you begin to do that, you are just typing into the mind of Abba Yahuwah. You are just going through the mind of Abba Yahuwah. That is to say, the mind of Abba Yahuwah is in the book. Abba Yahuwah laid down His heart in the book, that as soon as you go through the book, that is the very mind of Abba Yahuwah. And that was why He said, let this very mind that be in Yahushua also be in you. We should carry the mindset of King Yahushua HaMashiach regardless what the enemy is doing. But today we are celebrating. I don't really care what the enemy is doing. Today is a day of great joy. It is a day of feasting. It is a day of celebration, though it's the last great day. Okay, the last great day. So Wednesday, when it's 6 o'clock, Thursday, though it's on Thursday, 11th. Okay, so when it's 6 o'clock today, midst of the week, we began the celebration. We begin to jubilate because it is the final day of the feast of Hanukkah. And this very feast has a lot of names. It is called, no, a lot of names, or just two. I think two. Let me not exaggerate too much. But two. The very first one is Hanukkah. What is in Hebrew? Hanukkah. Hanukkah in English simply means dedication. Okay, so the two is the same. Hebrew is Hanukkah. English, dedication. So what is the other one? The Feast of Lights. This is the light. This one would light the entire 9 menorah. You know, these 7 menorah candlesticks are the plans of Abba Yahuwah's salvation for you and me. You see these two that are attached to it are for battles. These two. One represents Hanukkah and the other one represents Purim. Purim, the feast of Purim, because we all together will have 9 feasts. And Abba Yahuwah put it as a light. He put it in the candlestick that you should turn it on. Turn on the light. Are you ready to turn on the light? Include even Abba Yahuwah Himself. Could He walk in darkness? Could it do nothing absolutely in darkness? First of all, He said, let there be light. So are you ready to turn on the light? Because this is the very set apart time, and this is the very season for you to be reconnected, for you to be rededicated, for you to return back with every fibers in you to the presence of Abba Yahuwah. So that is the feast we are celebrating today, though it started last week, okay? I was so busy. Not busy with any other thing, but with a message we were into. So I check it out. On the Thursday is the last great day of it. I said, no. The very message I should have been doing today, I have to just put that one aside and talk about Hanukkah, which is also very, very important. Not which is also, it is the feast of battles. That is battle being fought and won. the 7. You will see 7, all feasts of salvation, plans of Abba YAHUAH'S salvation for you and me. In Leviticus 23, all 7 is over there. Then, when it comes to others, whom you call Esther, chapter 9, chapter 8, and chapter 9, you will see the Feast of Purim. And, which is the final, that is the last of it all. And when you go to the New Testament, okay, John chapter 10 from verses 22 through 25, you will see the Feast of HANUKKAH. The Messiah himself celebrated this great, battle won, defeated the enemy, and will now begin to jubilate. Because when they came into the temple in 165 BCE, they switched off the light. Every utensil in the temple, they stripped all naked. And you are the temple. They removed every single thing, which is the Grecians. And the Grecians are still here today. Who are they? The Christendom. In this time frame, they didn't come like what they did in 165 BCE. No. Now they came as a religion. Those days they came as the best army of the world. Okay? That want to subject every single person on earth under their rules and controls. And that is where they established Christmas, very first day. The very first time, the people of the book, or rather Christmas was being said, celebrated in the temple. It is this very battle. I think after 3.5 years or 3 years or so, we recapture the temple. And we regain everything they stole from the temple. So we now begin to dedicate it. It is 8 days. Actually, like I said, the Feast of Hanukkah, the Feast of Tabernacles is double face. Hanukkah is tabernacle. Tabernacle is Hanukkah. The birthday of the King Yahushua HaMashiach, which is the Feast of Tabernacles, Sukkot. So it was the Feast of Sukkot we are preparing to celebrate when the Grecians army, flooded the Holy Land, and then I put stop to that feast, and then yes, anybody, there's still a lot of people, and anybody that still keep on, observing the scriptures you memorize already, still trying to hide and keep Shabbat, still trying to keep the ways of Abba YAHUAH. If they caught them, they will just behead them. So, but few people, the family of Maccabees, okay, family of Maccabees, their father is Matthias. I think he was having how many sons? But one was so fat. That is Yehuda. His name is also Yehuda. Okay, so they fought. They fought with every blood in them. And they refused to give up until they captured back the temple after so many years, about 3 or 4 years or so. So very first time they retrieved the temple, after a lot of abominations were being performed in the temple of Abba YAHUAH, which you are. Then I begin to sacrifice pigs. I think I read it the other day. If there is time, I will also be doing some reading. You can take it first Maccabees from chapter 1 way to chapter 4. The battle was so sore. A lot of the people of the book go down the grave. Why many also consent to the reigns of Antiochus Epiphanes, okay, which the Grecians and the Romans Empire joined forces together to do this battle. But just few people of the people of the book resolved within their heart and say, no way, I'm ready to die on this journey. So they embarked on this very battle, and Abba YAHUAH gave them victory. They fought like lion. They fought indeed, not like they were lion. Their doings on the battlefield was top notch. In fact, the Grecians see Abba YAHUAH in the battle, and Yahushua was also there. He was there in that battle. And that was why he himself celebrated the feast in the New Testament. And this is the same feast he make himself known unto the Pharisees. And this is the feast he himself also points at. When the Pharisees now begin to say, when are you going to clear our doubt? Because we are still dirty. We don't know if you are the actual one, or rather if you are the prophesied Messiah. If you are the prophesied and the awaited Messiah, can't you just come up plainly and let us know that you are the one? Yahshua begin to point them to this very battle he fought for his people. He now points them and say, look at the miracles. And he point out this great victory won before he came to the Pharisees right in the temple of Solomon. We are the temple. Yahushua was there also in the temple, reminded them, do you still remember this battle? Yes. I was the one who gave that victory. Okay, so this is the very wonderful feast we are celebrating. Though tomorrow is the last great day of it, because HANUKKAH, Tabernacles, is celebrated 8 days long, and the very last day is called the last great day. But the gracious couldn't allow our people to enjoy their feast. They put stop and fought, captured a lot of temples in Jerusalem. And afterwards, on the 15th, they now erect the temple of Jesus. And on the December on the 25th, they now set Jesus, they now dedicate Jesus. According to the history, that was the very first time Christmas celebrated in the Holy Land. And they now begin to guess what animal they were using for celebration. Guess now. Uncleanliness will always go for uncleanliness. They couldn't buy cow. They couldn't use calf, ram, goat, all those clean animals. No, they couldn't. What animal did they use? Pork, a lady, pig. They now begin to sacrifice pig. Christians eat pig today, and they say Jesus cleanses for them already. Pig people. Pig, pork eating people. So, this is the feast we are celebrating. Thank you. But I quickly want to touch on it to still let you know that this battle is still ongoing. Okay. Yahushua is the one to consummate it, because we still have about, according to these 9 candlesticks, Yahushua still have about 5 candlesticks to be fulfilled. We still have a long way to go, isn't it? Because altogether is 9. But he has already fulfilled 4 and left over 5. So what is the 5? In the original plans of salvation, left over 3. That is the Feast of Trumpets to start with, and the Day of Atonement. That is the national redemption day of the people of the book, his own people. No more Gentiles. He's done. He has already done with Gentiles. And the Feast of Tabernacle, his birthday. And his birthday generated the Feast of HANUKKAH, because they desecrated the temple, they pollute the altar, they took away every utensil and decors of Abiyahwa in the temple, and then put in their own ideology for the people of the book to follow. And that generated the Feast of HANUKKAH. Just as Judas the Maccabee slew mighty men of war, world's most powerful armies in those days. But these people, Judas and his family or brethren, were never trained in no battlefield. Of course not. Well, what about David? What about David? What about David? That took down a whole mighty man of war right from his youth, Goliath. So that is the Yahuwah whom we serve. If you know the Yahuwah whom you served, you're going to be doing great exploit. Exactly what this family of Matthias, family of Maccabees did. Maccabees simply mean hammer. And the word of Yahuwah is a hammer. That tear the wood into pieces. Okay, there. Okay, after Hanukkah, now the Feast of Purim. You will see this in Hadassah, whom you call Esther in chapter 8 and chapter 9. What also happened over there? It is about the genocide of the people of the book in the land of Babylon. Okay, Babylon did one and Grecians did one. The Grecians today is spreading so fast. They are the Christianity and they are the Islam, because they that do battle with our people in those days, 165 BCE, before Yahushua was birthed, where the Roman Catholicism, then there were Roman Empire, and the Grecians, and yes, that same Antiochus, Alexander the Great or the Greek, Allah said is his servant. So Allah called Alexandra the Greek from Wales, the double horn king, which is called Antiochus Epiphanes. Allah admit to himself and to his people that he said Alexandra is his servant and is also coming back. Okay, so that is the last battleground. Okay, but the last battleground after HANUKKAH is Purim, the feast of Purim. Okay, whereby money also being paid into the king's treasuries to eliminate, okay, and wiped out. That is genocide of the people of the book, even in their land of slavery. But Abba Yahuwah also stepped in. Abba Yahuwah was not seeing a battle, but his presence was so prevalent. Yes, through 3 days dry fasting, 3 days and 3 nights dry fasting, Abba Yahuwah came through for his people and slew all the Babylonians. And that feast, instead of our people to die, the enemy will not the one who goes to the grave. That is Haman. The gallows he built to hang Mordecai. Haman, the Agagite, were not the one hanged in his own gallows. That is to say, return back to sender. Oh, I love you guys. You people you will use your head to carry all your wicked plans in Yahweh's mighty name. You will use your head to carry it while you want. That is the nature of that feast. So is the final. So that is to say, they will use their own head to carry. In fact, all these battles from Genesis 3 to the very end, it is simply return back to sender. So that is the last feast. That is to say, the gallows enemy built, that is to say, the grave they dug, that is to say, the wickedness, arrows they prepared to use for you, Abba, you want to return it back unto them. Do you know what that is? Return back to sender. That is to say, they come to us in one way, in 7 ways they fled from us. Agagite, Haman the Agagite, came to us in one way. But guess what? All his 10 sons were slew. All his people. He was the first to go. Is the nature of that feast. So it's for battle. So immediately Yahushua fulfilled the feast of trumpet, the day of atonement, when Yahuwah is going to be turning away ungodliness from Jacob. Therefore, we will now proceed into the very last one in this stick, the Feast of Tabernacles. So Yahushua will rest to pick up these 2. After the Feast of Tabernacle is confirmed, Yahushua is going to rest a little while. While Islam will be ranty on earth. We have the power. We got the power. Allah, he say, Allah ukubaro in wickedness. Allah is kubaro in pekus. It's so kubaro in pekus, okay? After that madness, Yahushua will pick up the Feast of Dedication. And afterwards, return back to sender. Because return back to sender is the last. Or maybe because dedication carry weight. Because the head and earth needs to be dedicated. I think that should be the last. Even though it's second to the last. I don't know. Let me not just go ahead. I don't know. But what we know, this is the number 8. And Purim is the number 9. But Prior to the nature of this very feast, dedication, recapturing back the earth, everything the enemy has stolen being retrieved, I think that should have been going for the last battle. We claim back the earth, our honor, our spirituality, our materialism, our glory, the very one Muslim has already turned into shame. We retrieve them all, and then we will not dedicate it unto Abba Yehovah. I think this one makes sense. If this has to be taken as the very last feast. Anyways, I'm just saying my own. What do I know? I know nothing. I'm a woman. I remain in my seat. So with this being said, let's do why we are here today. We want to look into it in a very simple way and different and unique from what I'm be doing. Because every year I must address the feast of, Hanukkah, not just the feast of Hanukkah. If I did not talk about the Feast of Tabernacles, which means I was going through a lot of message. So, and when it's really tough, I can't drop it, okay? So, after this, now we will not proceed to the Feast of Purim. It's the very last feast, and also is the end of the year, also end of the biblical year, which is on February. All right. So let's look into why we are here today in His presence. Like you and I know already, title always help to navigate us into Holy Scriptures. So together, let's do it in His presence. Thank you, Abba. I love you so much. Give you all the glory. Yes, it's all about your worship. It's all about we bringing you all the glory because it is rightfully yours. It's in your hand. Our own is to re-echoes. Our own is to amplify it. Yes, to proclaim it, to sound it very loud unto the enemies and say, come over here. You dare not touch the glory of Abba Yahweh belongs to him. You dare not touch me in this part. You ought not to touch me at all. Because every service concerning this temple, it is Abba Yahuwah's glory. So that is what it means. If we say we give you all the glory, exactly that is what it means. Because I don't really know how we be giving you a thing that is also rightfully yours. But Baba, I'm just re-echoing it, that it is yours, and I know it is yours. Thank you, my Abba. I love you so much. King Yahushua, honor me in this wonderful season. Honor me in this very wonderful season. Honor me with your presence. Honor me with your presence. Honor me with your presence. Thank you, Abba. I love you so much. Thank you for your set apart spirit that is over here. Thank you for your set apart word that is also over here. Hallelujah, Abba, in your mighty name. Amen and amen. All right, now, family, quickly, I want to correct here. I'm just saying it now. You see this bastard Allah. He stole it. It is Quran 37, verses 99 through 113. Allah stole away one. How can this be? Verses 99 to verses 13. Is that not stupidity, Allah, on your part? So Allah stole one. It should have been 113. Okay? Because I will be addressing some saying of Allah here. Quran 37, verses 99 through 113. So that is the correct verses, okay? So before we start writing on the title, or should I first of all call out the title? I would like to also put in your heart, I want to infuse this. I really want this to be a part of you. I really, really want this to be rooted, grounded in your spirit. That the authenticity of Abba Yahuwah. I'm not making a vet for Abba Yahuwah, okay? But I'm telling you what I know and what is truth. Yes, that's what I'm saying. What is life? Abba Yahuwah is life. It's not a religion. You see this book? It is a family planning. That is to say, you see father, mother, children, sit in their dining table and they will not begin to reckon okay, this is what I want to do, and this very art and this very attitude suits this family. And this one that is not good for the family, we'll just delete it. That is family planning. That is what the royal law is. That Abiyawa gave us this right-hand fellowship, that we will circle around his, throne, and we'll now begin to, of course, discuss this wonderful eternal kingdom that can never pass away. The kingdom of Abiyawa, it is the only kingdom that is going to survive. You see all these numerous out there, uncountable, they can never survive the time of test or the test of faith. That is why Abiyawa is releasing Sharia law to test the faith of many people. And after that, Satan will be locked up in the prison 1,000 years. After that, not Satan, Allah. After that, he will be released to also test the Islam. Islam is going to be tested. Islam will be tested. You see, they're always born like pig. What was like dog? I think dog always have a lot of children. Like Anima. I don't really care. I want to talk dirty. Because if you see the nonsense Allah did in this very Quran, that one, in fact, turned my stomach. I said, I will swear for Allah today. I will swear for him. Nonsensical. Now, they're always born like pig and all that. Every year, children everywhere. So after Mahdi and Piggy Jesus Christ, Islam, okay, but Yahushua is already here, of course, now ruling from Jerusalem, because they're going to be spending only 7 years in Jerusalem. Yahushua will told them with his toy power, he will go and throw them in Mecca. He will throw them in there, because that is where they're going to be crying that nonsense, Allahu Akbar, okay, for that 400 years slavery. After that, mostly going to be having a lot of children. So many offspring, okay? And during this time phrase, Abiyawa, after the 600 years, after the 400 years, it will be 1,000 years. Therefore, Abiyawa will release their slave master back to them. Now they are the one to be tested. Because I don't see no reason why is it coming again? To do what again? But they are the one to be tested. To be tested. Everything they said they know about Quran. To be tested, because I know a lot of people is also, not all Muslim, born Muslim is Muslim today. So many also will be falling apart. Just as Christians is going to be tested. It's like I'm talking too much now. What put me into this talk now, Abayahua? I just tired. Anyways, let me drop this topic. Tested is none of my business, but Allah is coming back again. That is what we are saying. Christian is being tested, and so do Muslim will be tested. All this sermon, all these Quranic verses quoted in a mosque every Friday, whatever, and the people, they also converted both the first class and the second class. Now you converted. Therefore, Abiyawa is also going to be releasing Allah and Jesus the second time. Okay, now Jesus is also going to come with another madness. Allah is also going to come with another madness. Said to deceive the people again in the four corners of the earth. Are you getting that? And that is going to be the final. Because I strongly believe this final one have everything to do with Islam. Because Christian has already been tested. In the face of Sharia law, you will be tested. We want to test you. These 5 truths in you, if you are ready to die for it. And so do Yahuwah will also take that test down to Islam. Okay, you say Allah owns the earth. You say Allah is this, Allah is that. Okay, let's also do some testing. We want to see. Because you people say you want to play games. Let the game begins. But it's going to be the final one. So you might begin, but to Abiyawa it's a serious battle. Because they defile him. They cause his holy eyes to see, to behold iniquity. How can that be? Throughout last night, I began to imagine. And I begin to ask Abiyawa question. How are you coping? Being a holy Yahuwah, what brings about this shame into your kingdom? How? Do you see this very act? A man will be having sexual intercourse with a fellow man. How are you coping? A man will be having sexual intercourse with animal. How are you handling that part? How did I be? How are you? I'm not getting that part. Because to me, as a human, it irritates me to my stomach. It irritates. I can't even handle. I can't handle any of it. But for boyfriend and a girl, for a man and woman fornicating, yes, I understand that, because that very office is meant for a man and a woman. Not for human being and animal, not for man to man, and not for woman to woman, and not also for woman to all this sex talk. No way. No. And I begin to lament because it irritates me. Spiritual world is so dirty. So let me first of all pour out this for you. The very authenticity, like I said, I want this to be a part of you. I want this to have a very strong hold in you. I want to infuse it in you. Okay? The very authenticity of Abba Yahuwah. Like I said, I'm not making a vet for Abba Yahuwah, but I'm telling you, this is what it is. Now listen. Genesis 22, verses 16. Abba Yahuwah said, I swore by myself. I swore. I have sworn. I said, I have already done it. I have sworn by myself. Now, Isaiah 45, verses 23. He said again, I have sworn by myself. Okay, let me take it the way it is, okay? Genesis 22, verses 16. By myself, I have sworn. Isaiah 45, verses 23. I have sworn by myself. Jeremiah 44, verses 26. I swore by my great name. Jeremiah 22, verses 5. I swore by myself. Do you know what that is? Abba Yahuwah is making it so clear unto you that this is who I am. I am who I am. That is my name forever. I swear. If I will not do this very thing for you, I swear. If I will cease to be whom you know me to be, I swear. If I deceive you, if everything that represents me deception on your part, I swear that is not. If I will not bring you back to heaven, I swear. If I will not remake you and give you a glorified body, I swear. And what is the nature of this swear and swearing? That is to say, my kingdom will be destroyed if I ever deceived you. If I ever lied to you, my kingdom will be destroyed. My kingdom will cease to be existing. Let every insult from every one of you fall on me. Are you seeing the authenticity? How authentic Abba Yahuwah is? When I'm saying this, I'm not saying Bible is free from error, because a lot of men do some translation. During that translation, there was error occur. But if error occur, that is no, okay, what am I going to be saying? If there is error, that can't nullify the authenticity of the royal law. No, it can't. It's just too small to nullify the authenticity of the royal law. There is error. I'm not disputing that. I myself, I saw it. I saw that, because when he goes to some part, he will say, deacon, don't drink. And when you go to some part, he will say, the wife of the deacon takes some little alcohol. No, that is error. Don't do it. Don't do it. In the Old Testament, I also saw, error of translation. That is what we call error of translation, because men were the one translating it. Men were the one translating it. So when I'm saying The authenticity of the royal law, I'm not saying is error-free. Okay, let's put it in this way. The very royal law, 99.9% guarantee. Only one error can dispute the authenticity of the royal law. Now let's check out Quran, another book we have here on earth, and let's see the authenticity of this very Quran. You know, Abba Yewa said, I think that should be Hebrew chapter 6. He looked around and he looked very well into all this creation. And he now said to himself, nobody is greater than me. I'm the one by myself. Let's quickly do Hebrew. I think that chapter, yeah, make it clear. Hebrews chapter 6. I've forgotten the verses. Maybe from 12. I don't know. Okay, yeah, from 12. Correct. That ye be not slothful, but follower. Okay, no, rather 13. And patient inherit the promise. Okay, it should be 12 then. Okay, listen. Hebrews chapter 6 verses 12. That ye be not slothful, but followers of them who, through faith and patience, inherit the promise. So he's encouraging us through all of them. If you want to see all the men of faith, you can read Hebrews chapter 11. It talks about faith, and all of them. Okay, it's 13. For when Yahuwah made promise to Abraham, because he could not swear by no greater, he swore by himself. Because he couldn't swear by anything he created. How can I be swearing by the star? No, he created the star. By his power, the stars came into existence. Okay, now let me take it again. Hebrews chapter 6 verses 12. I think through what? Okay, let's just be reading. That ye be not slothful. If he said, this is what I'm going to do for you, you will make your way back to heaven. That settles the matter. We wait patiently. Whatever promise. What has Abba Yehoah promised you? Document, husband, wife, money, prosperity, children. What is the promise? Healing? What is the promise? Miracle? You can name it. Listen now, that ye be not slothful, but followers of them who, through faith and patience, inherit the promise. So whatever he promised, you're going to be inheriting it. That is Numbers chapter 22, verses 19. It says, Yahuwah is not a man that should lie, neither is son of man that need repentance. Did he speak and he did not act? Did he promise and he didn't bring it to pass? He said, whatever Abba Yahuwah says, exactly what he will do. Whatever he promised, exactly what he will bring to pass. Now, verses 13, Hebrews 6:13. For when Yahuwah made promise to Abraham, because he could swear by no greater, he can't swear by anything he created, he swore by himself, saying, surely, blessing, I will bless what? Thee. And multiplying, I will multiply thee. What else do you want? Are you Jabez? Is your case like the case of Jabez? Abba said, just name it. I will fix it for you. 15. And so after he had patiently endured and obtained the promise, for men verily swore, Allah is a man, for men verily swore by the greater, and an oath is confirmation, is to them an end of all strife. Put stop to all this argument. Just stop it. Man is swearing. Okay, we swear by Abba Yehoah. Yes, we are allowed to swear. If you know what you are saying is true, is truth, therefore swear by his name, because he's greater. Now look at Allah. Let's read 17. Wherein Yahuwah willing more abundantly to show unto the hands of promise the immutability of his counsel, confirmed it by an oath. 18. That by two immutable things, in which is in which it was impossible for Yahuwah to lie, we might have a strong consolation. Okay, consolation when, oh my Abba, what am I saying? A consolation, who have fled for refuge to lay hold upon the hope set before us. So I'll be stopping over there. So it can't swear. Abba will look around and check everything. What is the meaning of this? Now listen, let's go to the opponent. The very noisome demon, the very Allah himself. Let's see his nonsense. Because I don't know how Muslim is putting up with this very demon. I don't know. Allah. See Allah. Quran chapter 77 verses 5. I swear by the angels. Does that mean angel is greater than Allah? Because our royal law makes it so clear that you're going to be swearing by what is greater than you. Now, Quran 81 verses 15. I swear by the stars. Does that mean stars are greater than Allah? Quran 89 verses 1. I swear by the break of day. Does that mean the break of day is also greater than Allah? Quran 90 verses 1. I swear by this city. Does that also mean the city of Mecca is also greater than Allah? Because that is what the royal law says. You know, the royal law is the general overseer of all books. Everybody still return back. Muslim is saying it's corrupt, but they still return back. That makes the royal law the crown of all and chief of all. And Christians said Jesus destroyed the law, but they still return back to the law. That simply means to say the royal law is the crown of all. Because if Jesus actually destroyed, you shouldn't have been looking into the law for any reason, whether for benefit, for protection, for safety, for wisdom. No, you shouldn't. Since he destroyed the law, just get out of there. But they won't. And they don't. They still return back. Abraham blesses them. They still go there to the promises. They still go back to the law. Psalm 91, they still use it to talk to their God. Likewise, Muslim, the royal law is corrupt. But you still go there. What for? What are you doing there? Anyways, I quickly want to, you see, I break it down into two. Maybe someday, somehow, we'll be taking these very two figures. These two figures. Since Abba Yahweh, I'm sorry that I have to put you in line with Allah. Maybe I'm going to be putting Yahushua and Allah in line, not Yahuwah. But Yahuwah swore by his great name. Allah now begin to swear by things that is created. So does that mean things created is powerful and greater than Allah? So put this in mind and ponder over it. So let's go and do what we're here today. We have so much to address, okay? Thank you, my Abba. It's a celebrating day or celebration day. It is a day to be memorized. Again, it is a day to be memorized. What am I saying? Memorized. My Abba, there's something I wanted to say. Anyways, or notified. Is it notified? I beg yet it like the woman. I don't tire. Oh, my Father. It's a day to be celebrated. It's a day to be, notified. You see, the word is just skipping me. Anyway, it will come back. Whether Allah like it or not, the word is coming back. So I will call the title. Then we'll play some video. And we'll begin to write on why we are here today. Thank you, my Abba. I love you so much. It's tough. And the battle is real. And the struggle is indeed real. But Abba Yahweh is in the battlefield. It's in the picture. And that makes it a difference. You know, River Mara was so bitter, we couldn't drink from that river. Until a tree were being cast into the situation. And as soon as the tree was being cast into the situation, or rather into that river, the River Marana became so sweet. And that tree is the origin of sweetness. Yahushua HaMashiach is the tree of life, the very one that is going to be sustaining you and I indefinitely. The situation is so bitter. The situation is a gallbladder in us. But Yahuwah is in the midst, is being thrown into this very, bitterness of life. And that is going to turn it around to make it sweet. Yes, they made it for evil. Yahuwah will always turn it around for our own good. Now listen, I want to call out the title, Temple Cleansing. This is the time, Abba Yahuwah set aside to cleanse his temple. The earth is the temple, and we know too well that the temple of Abba Yahuwah has 3 faces, 3 categories, and 3 dimensions. It has to do with the planet Earth, which is his temple, is a location, which is Jerusalem, the headquarters of the entire world, and it is a people. This one can also come in 4 dimensions. It is a people, which is his elect, choosing, and is also a bride, his wife. The wife of Yahushua HaMashiach must be cleansed. Mara Magdala. 7 devils, resident, wicked spirit, resident inside Maria. And Yahushua now speak to that devils and say, take your leave and go into the fiery furnace, where you belong, eternal, the cursed land, the very ground of penalty, your chamber of prison of sorrow, your very house of horror. Yes, your very house of horror. Depart and descend into the pit. And all 7 take their leave and never return back, because the actual owner, the husband, has already taken his bride. So the Feast of Hanukkah has a lot of cleansing. Cleansing of the earth, the temple of Abba Yahuwah. Cleansing of the capital city, Jerusalem, Israel. Cleansing of the people, the elect, the very choosy. And cleansing of the bride. This is the real cleansing time. The real temple cleansing, which you are the temple of Abba Yahuwah. So it is time for cleansing. It's time for cleansing. Now I take the title. Here we are in the heavenly courtroom of Abba Yahuwah with this powerful message titled for you and me. Real temple cleansing, Hanukkah, feast of dedication, transformed to Christmas. Pick Jesus Christ, Christians, Allah, Ishmael, Mushlam, Revelation 22:15, 2 Corinthians 11:13 through 15. So that is the title. Because this very wonderful feast has already been transformed to be that what they call Christmas. To be Jesus Christ, the pig. To be Christianity. To be Allah himself. And to be Ishmael. And to be Muslim, Mecca. They transformed it. Who did that? Who carried from its original state into something else? That is to say, they use this very wonderful movement to mask up a very deadly substance, a very deadly deity, and you bowing to that very deadly enemy of yours who make up transformed. Transformed. Do you know what it is to be transformed? They take the authenticity, the very authentic event, battle, fought and won through the power of Yahuwah. A Christian are turned into Jesus Christ madness. So that's what I want to look into. It's the first time I'm doing it in this very way. I always talk about what transpire, the victory, the glory, the cleansing. But today, they have already body shamed this very powerful movement of Abba Yahuwah. Christian body shame it. Islam body shame it. They also have it in Quran. I think they call it Ajab also. So I want to look into how they transformed. Do you know what it is to be transformed? Transformed. masquerades. So let's take the title again. Read temple cleansing. HANUKKAH, Feast of Dedication, transformed to Christmas. Pick Jesus Christ, Christians, Allah, Ishmael, Mushlam. So the foundational scriptures, Revelation 22 verses 15, 2 Corinthians 11 verses 13 through 15. So I want to do their transformation. Yes, I want to strip them naked because they use this very wonderful glory to deck themselves. So I want to tear it of Jesus Christ and of Allah. Okay, so you can't use our own. You can't use our star. You cannot imitate us. Do your own. We are not against you worshiping whatever you decide to do. Just go ahead and do so. But don't take our own and use it to design something else. No. That one, will swear for you. All right now. So with this being said, that is just the title. So I would first of all like us to see the part of light. Prior to this feast is being called, turn on the light, the Feast of Light, the Feast of Dedication. Okay, that is his name, Feast of Light, Feast of Dedication. Yeah, Feast of Cleansing the Temple. Yeah, it really has a lot of names. Cleansing of the Temple, yeah. Feast of Victory. Yeah, new song was sung. New song was sung. I have a so boy yegbeku. I have a so boy yegbe. I have a so boy yegbe. I have a so boy yegbe. Wagi magbo where you walk magalavi Jesu. Na me nagi begem no giruwe o. I have a so boy yegbe. All right, now that is where the new song was being sung. Okay, Then I turned that song into what? Song of sorrow. Amen. That is the mean. So let's start walking our way from this very wonderful passage, Psalm 119. I think verses 105, 105, 105. Where are you? Come over here. Let's talk. Now listen. Thy word is a lamp unto my feet and a light unto my path. Not just to be a light on my feet, but it's also a guidance, a light, okay, to direct my path. Now listen. As the enemy came into the temple and they removed the light. So what is left now on your feet? And what is left for you now on this journey of eternity, your path? What is left for you on this journey? The very thing, the number one, a thing that is so, needed is being stripped off because we are the temple. If the light is being removed, so what is going to be a light now unto your feet? And your feet is to stand and rule. You walking in this very path, narrow path of that is going to lead you back to angelic being you once was. It is the light that is going to show you the way. It is the very light that is going to direct your path. And that is how you rule. But now, that enemy has transformed this very part and your feet into something else. What are we going to do? If the foundation is destroyed, what can the righteous do? What can the righteous do? Evil obey Yahuwah, big as he is, powerful as he is. He did not walk in darkness. Let's do that. He did it. Yahuwah did not manage. Yahuwah did not condone the presence of darkness. He didn't tolerate. He didn't give no room for that spirit to infuse himself. And therefore, Abba Yahuwah said, I need light in order for me to do the work of creation. I need light. Oh, where is my word? Where is my spirit? Now listen. Genesis 1. In the beginning, Yahuwah created the heaven and the earth. And the earth was without form. That is the situation we are now. Because the earth is also we, you, I. We are the earth. We are the earth. See what rules over us. And the earth was without form, empty and void. And darkness was upon the face of the deep. Are you getting? You see how great the darkness is. Darkness was upon the face of the deep. And the spirit, the Ruach HaKodesh, Abba, you want to call it spirit. There is a work that needs to be done. And the spirit of Yahweh moved upon the face of the waters. And Yahuwah said, let there be light. Are you getting it? So it is the feast of turn on the light. Come on now. Look into your life. Wheresoever enemy switch light, turn it on. Turn it on is the nature of this segment. And you're not only going to be turning it on, and you also do party of dedication. Rededicate your soul. Rebaptize your soul. Anytime I go to Nigeria, you're going to see my baptism. I've already been baptized in the Ruach HaKodesh, but that water baptism, I will never let it go. I must be baptized. I must have it all complete in my life. Yes. After you have turned on the light, or whatever, all those decors, Abba Yahuwah used to deck you, after you retrieve, this is the battle, thank you, Abba, of Ziklag. Ziklag, what could be the chapter? I'm not sure. Of 1 Samuel. 1 Samuel, is it 26, 27? But I'm not really sure. I'll be sure later. When David, we are doing Yahuwah's battle, men of Ziklag came to loot everything that has to do with King David. They looted all. Looters. They are so smart. They are very fast, very subtle, very crafty. The way they will be robbing from you, see me, see you. You yourself, you can't tell. Sometimes it's very hard to detect. Before you know, they came to looted King David. Everything. David first of all cried because it was a great loss. He cried, how am I going to retrieve my children, my wife, my property, my money, my utensil, everything? They pack. What? Then after he cried the whole day, he's human. Me, I also cry all night. Yes. So afterwards, he not talked to Yahuwah through the very language Abba Yahuwah understood the most. In a very humble way, talk to Abba Yahuwah. Look at what the enemy have done. Should I pursue? Because it is time to recapture. It is time to chase the enemy. Should I chase after them? Should I go after them? Are you going to be giving me victory? Will you be there in the battlefield with me? Abba Yahuwah say yes. Pursue, capture, and recover. Abba Yahuwah did not just say go and pursue. Say pursue them, capture them, and recover everything they stole from you. And it was so. And this is the time frame for that, pursuing of your enemy. What are they stealing from you? What has the enemy stealing? Let me be sure. What has they taken from you? Before we now return back to Yahuwah himself, so powerful as he is, yes, yet he couldn't condone darkness. Darkness is so ugly. Let me first of all check 26. It is long time. It just came to mind. It is long time. What about 27? I read the Battle of Ziklag 28. Oh my Abba. It's not also here. Sure. Oh my Abba. It's 30. Oh. Is it 30? It's 30. Anyways, 1 Samuel chapter 30, you can read it. They looted King David. They stripped King David naked. Let me just, since we are here already. Hey, my Abba. And it came to pass, when David and his men were come to Ziklag on the 3rd day, that the Amalekite had invaded the south and Ziklag, and smote Ziklag, and burned it with fire, and had taken the women captives that were therein. They slew not any other, great or small, but carried them away and went on their way. So David and his men came to the city, and behold, it was burnt with fire. Their wives, their sons, their daughters were taken captive. Can you imagine? How many are you going to cry for? Then David and, and the people that were with him lifted up their voice and wept until they had no more power to weep. And my father, and David's 2 wives were taken captives. Okay. Oh, Abigail. Oh, Abigail, my friend, was also there. Oh, no. It says, and David was greatly distressed, for the people spake of stoning him. You call yourself a leader. Where were you before they stole our people, our children? They want to stone him. Because the soul of all the people were grieved, every man for his sons, for his daughters. But David encouraged himself in Yahuwah his Elohim. That's it. That is the spirit we carries. And David said to the prince, whatever, I don't want to crack my brain. I pray thee, bring me hither the ephod. And he brought the ephod to David. Okay. He consults Yahuwah right now. And David inquired at the Yahuwah, saying, Shall I pursue after this troop? Shall I recover them? And he answered him, pursue, for thou surely, okay, now I'm ahead of myself now, for thou certainly, surely, not just certainly, what am I saying? Hey, this one don't serious, no. For thou shalt surely recover them, and without fail recover all. Say, without no failure, you will conquer. You will recover all, everything. Pursue them. And David not really went after. He captured all. He captured all. He restored everything. So what are we saying? This is when they said this. You see, this is what they inculcate into your brain. And your brain is the throne where Abiyawa should have been sitting. And Jesus came into this situation, into you, and use lies to chase Abiyawa away, because Abiyawa, is a legal practitioner judge. He has already given you his guidance, instruction, and all that. He gave it to you already. But you now became so unwise that in the presence of the word of Abiyawa, the enemy were still able to sneak in and now begin to throw themselves one after the other into your brain. Take Christmas, you take Sunday, you take Easter, you take Halloween, you take Thanksgiving, you take every nonsense, you take Big Jesus, you take whatever, and you now begin to take January 1st, the very, what do they call him? Janus, that have double face, you now begin to take. And by so doing, this is how they insert themselves in your brain. Brain damaged. They deleted the actual you. They deleted the holy you. They deleted that very powerful ornament Abiyawa used to take your brain. The 22 bones of your brain. They remove all. And they now insert the counterfeit. That is what it is. This is how they looted you spiritually. and by so doing darkness. But what are we saying? This is time to pursue them, recapture them, and recover everything Ziklag, whether spiritual Ziklag or physical Ziklag has stolen from you. This is the time to do that, people. Now let's go back to Genesis. Abba Yehovah, so powerful as he is, he couldn't tolerate darkness. He couldn't say, because I am the Almighty and I can walk in darkness. No. He told darkness to pack off, clear off the way for me. And darkness obeyed. And you can also do, because that makes you the image of Yahuwah, isn't it? He said, let us make man in our own image, in our likeness. What do you understand by that? Abba Yehovah just wanted to function like him. You will say a thing, and it will come to pass. Yes. Now listen. Genesis verses 1. I'm going to be reading 3 now. And Yahuwah said, let there be light. And there was light as a paste. And there was. And darkness did not struggle. Excuse me. It didn't argue at all. He didn't. Just like Abba Yahuwah. He cursed Allah. You are the cursed serpent. Allah didn't argue it. He didn't dispute. He bestowed that upon himself and said, indeed, I am the cursed serpent. It is in his logo, vocabularies, doings, commandments, even in his city. Fear Yahuwah. Listen. 4. And Yahuwah saw the light, that it was good. And Yahuwah divided light from darkness. Are you ready for darkness to be divided? And darkness, just go and stay your own place. And let light govern my life. And Yahuwah called the light day, and the darkness he called night. And the evening and the morning were the first day. Okay, now we drop it over there. What are we saying? I'm letting you know the absoluteness of Abba Yahuwah's word. That's so big and powerful as he is, he couldn't tolerate darkness. He couldn't suffer darkness for a living. I said, let me go. And remember, darkness is always deity. And they are the rulers of night, which is some wizard. That is Allah again. Now, let's face it. Not just that. Let's see what happens. Except you did not lost anything. But for me, I do. I lost my children. Especially my son. I want everything back. My family. I want them all back. Like I said, I block everybody on this ground. So now, I want my family back. We must speak one language. We must worship one Yahuwah. And that is what we've been made to be. We are not made for this nonsense. This counterfeit. This duplicate. Now, they are preparing now to celebrate Christmas. And that hurt me the most. Celebrating the day, they deleted every originality of you, your authenticity, who you are. The day they deleted it from your brain and inculcate their nonsense in you. You also call that celebration. A lot of house now Christmas tree. You celebrated the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. You celebrate the new wisdom. You're celebrating the very new wisdom you found in serpent. The very new wisdom you found in the, new wisdom, new knowledge, understanding you get from the serpent. You brought the tree, evil tree, into your house. Whether you bring it physically or spirit or not physically. As far as you are into all this deadly celebration, they are poisonous. It is a vital serpent. It's going to contaminate every fibers in you. It's going to pollute all. It's going to make them all dirty. It's going to spew death into your blood. As far as you are taking all this nonsense. And that's what it is. Celebrating of the downfall of Adam. You think Abba Yahuwah is going to be taking that lightly with you? They're preparing now to celebrate nonsense. And this should have been the feast they should have been celebrating, but they don't know it. They don't know dedication. They are not aware. Jesus blind them. Because if they remove all this, you see now, They remove the originality of you. And they not put all this nonsense. That is how they off the light. So, what is the opposite of light? Darkness. And you condole darkness? You suffering darkness for a living? And say you are seeing road? Now, Luke chapter 15, verses 1 through 10. I'm going to be reading 8 and 9 or so. 8. Verses 8. Either what woman having 10 pieces of silver, if she lose one piece, doeth not light a candle, and sweep the house, and seek diligently till she found it? 9. And when she had found it, she calleth her friends and her neighbors together, saying, Rejoice with me, for I have found the piece which I had lost. Likewise I say unto you, there is joy in the presence of the angels of Yahuwah over one sinner that repenteth. That is the nature of this segment. Now you see, when this woman wants to go in search of her lost property, her most valuable ornament is lost. And she now turn on the light. It's the nature of this segment. Turn on the light. Because there's no way you can be searching or you can go in search of your lost property or your lost ornament without putting on the light. How are you going to see it? How are you going to see it inside darkness? Now, what is your ornament that they have stolen? What is your most precious jewelry that they have stolen? It is salvation. It is the very authenticity of Abba Yahuwah. It is the very presence of Yahushua who died for you. The very one they are impersonating in your life. So people, turn on the light. Light that light. Put it on and go in search of what the enemy has stolen. It is the time period you ought to do that. Now let's do another one. Matthew. Maybe I'll be using NIV. Let me see if NIV fits, if it can go and break it down to the very simple way we ought to understand it. So if not, if he's not breaking it down to my to my desire, I will return back to King James. So Matthew chapter 5 through NIV will be taken from verses 13. Is it 13? No, rather 14. Okay, let me also take from 30. I want to show unto you the situation of your opponent. The very path they are, okay, they are in the path of darkness, okay. I want to show it unto you so that you shouldn't be a part, or rather, you shouldn't be a part of their, failure. Matthew 5:13. Salt and light. You are the salt of the earth. But if the salt loses its taste, see this one, tasteness, how can it be made salty again? It is no longer good for anything except to be thrown out and trampled by men. You're going to be walking. This is their situation now. Because they should have been the salt of the world, but they lose it. They lose their taste. They now became sauté. And this is the part they also wanted to be. They are already on the ground. That men should be walking on your head. No, this is their own part. Let's go to our own. You are the light of the world. A city on a hill cannot be hiding. Neither do people light a lamp and put it under pillow. Instead, they put it on its stands. Put it on its stand, and it gives light to everyone in the house. In the same way, let your light shine before men, that they may see your good deeds and praise your heavenly Father. So you see the reason why you need to put your light on the candlesticks. Do you see the reason why you need to on the light? Not just for you alone, also for the entire house. We are the house of Yahuwah. We are the Ba'it of Abba Yahuwah. That is what I say. I need all my children back in righteousness. And I need all my family back in righteousness. And that is what I say to Yahushua, that he should honor me on this feast. In order for me to go and turn on the light in my family, turn on the light in the life of my children and my family. Okay, so that is my highest desire right now. On this ground of Hanukkah, turn on the light. Because you cannot say, Abewa can't tell me that. He has imparted so much in me. Is it only for me? No, you said you will save me and save my entire household. You said you will save me and save my whole entire household. So, this anointing, he ought to chase away Jesus from my family. He ought to chase Jesus utterly off my children's life, of my family, my father's house, my paternal side and my maternal side. Every devil there needs to be chased away. Every demon there. Because to me, idol worshiper, stone and wood worshiper are just the same as Christianity or Islam. No difference, okay? So, I love the way NIV make it simple. It's clear. So, he said in order for people to praise Abba Yahuwah in your life, because they see the great light. They see the great light. I don't know, this message is just directing me anyhow. It's putting on my heart again. Matthew chapter 4. Let's see, the people that sat in great darkness, a great light has shone on them. Is the nature of this feast. This message is just directing me. Now listen. Okay. Matthew chapter 4. The people that sat. Okay, let me take it from 12. Now, when Yahushua had heard that John was cast into prison, he departed into Galilee. 13. And leaving Nazareth, he came and dwelt in Capernaum, which is upon the sea coast in the borders of Zebulun and Naphtali. 14. That it might be fulfilled, which was spoken by Elisha. What am I saying? Yeshayahu, Isaiah. Okay. By Isaiah, the prophet saying, the land of Zebulun and the land of Naphtali, by the way of the sea beyond Jordan, Galilee of the Galileans. Okay, Galilee of the Gentiles. The people which sat in darkness saw great light. And to them which sat in the region and shadow of death, light is spring up. So what is going to be free you from the ashes of darkness? It is light. What is going to be set you free from the chambers of death, grave? It is simply light. And that was the vision I just saw. Oh my, but Jesus is a joke. Jesus, absolutely. He won't stop playing games. He won't stop. But I don't know what is called this essence. I don't know what they call it in English. Okay. I was in this graveyard again, battling my life with the serpent, which is the Allah. Fighting so hard, okay, to leave that environment, because I said now I have to leave this environment. It's not conducive. Graveyard can never be conducive. What am I doing here? It was horrible again. It was heartbreaking. Okay. Spiritual world is so dirty. Now, as I was just calling out by Yahuwah, turn on the light on me. Because it was dark. But I know I was fighting with a huge snake. I want to separate. I want to run out of that group. I want to come out. I want to separate by saying, the case is severe. So as I was just doing that, calling on Abba Yahuwah to put on the light so that we'll see very clearly to see very clear who am I wrestling, fighting with. As soon as I was just making this prayer, see Jesus. Jesus just appeared as the F. That ball. When I saw it, and I look into it very careful. I said, no, this is not Yahushua. Before you knew it not turned to mune mune. Mune mune. That is incense that have light. I don't know if this incense could be found in Western world, but this incense is found in Nigeria, in Africa, especially precisely village where we still use the normal lamp. Okay, so mune mune. Before you just turn to that incense, he said, "This is Jesus, and this is the Christmas of Jesus." Now, why? First of all, I would like to show you their propaganda. Prophet Ibrahim. No, I'll be coming in. Not just only this going home this Hanukkah. Confused man. And if not, it's got to be around Christmas. All of them, their eyes is on Hanukkah. The excitement that I have they are seeing vision. They are seeing confirmation. Jesus to come and get us. Jesus is confirming it this month of December. That he is coming to them this December. At the feast of Hanukkah, he said they should take their watch now. My excitement okay, shut up. Jesus told them that they should take their watch from the feast of Hanukkah down to the December 25th Christmas. He said this is when he's coming to get them. And see what is coming to get people. It was just like all this incense, like mosquito. Okay, but I don't really know the name of that incense that has light. When it's flying, there is a light. Mune mune, we call it mune mune. It has light in his bag. He said that was Jesus. He said he's coming. So the ball that I saw as it was the F. He said that is the F. And Jesus said he's coming to the F. This is the light Jesus said he's bringing to them. Mune mune, disco light, Christmas tree. Complete nonsense. Jesus Christ is making big fool of you people, and you are still not, growing up, and you still let him to be doing all this nonsense. Who does that? One demon is just playing your mind. Oh, my friend, I did it again and again and again and again, and these people they are not getting it. Allah will get out of here. They are not getting it. Be real now. You also be real for once. How about you don't work that way? Keep playing games, playing your mind. Keep bringing new dates, and you are not getting offended. This Hanukkah. And if not, guys, I think we might be going home this Hanukkah. And if not, it's got to be around Christmas. Hanukkah, okay. Christmas. Listen, the excitement that I have right now. Okay. For the rapture, for Jesus to come and get us, potentially this month of December. I haven't had this level of excitement since before September 23rd, 24th. Like, my excitement, you all saw what I was like leading up to September 23rd, 24th. And then after September 23rd, 24th, 25, that excitement kind of, waned a little bit. Listen, it's coming back, okay? I'm telling you in my spirit, I haven't been this excited since before. And it's what there is something about this month of December and Hanukkah particularly. Oh my Father, and the Lord is just continually speaking to me about harpazo, and on repeat, and it's increasing, and sign after sign. Harpazo, that is rapture. Harpazo. They are Greek. Guys, I think we might be going. Time is running out. Another one. This is what I got told in my dream where I became aware. I have been getting so many dreams and visions. I better, because I always too long. Another one. I also saved, but I don't need to be playing any of this. I beg. I'm done. That guy on was short. It's okay for us. Yeah, you see. So Jesus is still speaking. He's still revealing. People is still getting dream concerning this very movement. Apostle, rapture. Now, the new date is from December 14th, which is the Hanukkah. Ours, we go by Hanukkah calendar, which is also YAHUAH'S calendar. It started on the 3rd of December. It will be ended on the 11th of December. It is 8 days long, okay? So that is ours. But the synagogue of Satan own, they go by lunar. So their own will be starting December 14th or so. And it will be ended December 22nd. And some people, anyways, that is what they are talking about now. So Jesus said they should pick their watch from on the 14th, which is the first day of Jesus Christ Hanukkah. My Abba turned on the light. Imunemune is coming to come and turn Imunemune on you people. And he said they should take it down to December 22nd, if not December 25th. Ahebe sobo yegbe. Ahebe sobo yegbe. Ahebe sobo yegbe. Ahebe sobo yegbe. Wagimagbo where you work magi Jesu vala. Mami na begi no giruwe o. Ahebe sobo yegbe. See nonsense. So this is the light, the actual light, okay? So Jesus was just coming, and I started laughing. Oh my Abba. I started laughing, though. I said, because somehow, oh my Abba. So while I was talking to Abba Yahuwah, Jesus was trying to use his own madness to distract me from the Hanukkah. That is what it was, because me, I'm praying to Abba Yahuwah to turn on the light, okay, for everywhere to be bright. All of a sudden, yes, that was why we were able to see the moon, the earth, the earth, okay. It was like a ball, okay. That was why I was able to see. Right away, you turned on the light. I see that it was serpent fighting, and it turned to man, it turned to snake. That is his business. It has always been the ways of Allah. Now, that was why I was able to see that. It said that incense, emunemune, okay, it's an incense, but it has some light in the back. In this, in us, it has light also. We call it emunemune. So the light, it will flash it will off. It will flash it. That is how that incense operates. Anyways, I still remember this very incense back in the days when I was in the village. I saw this incense in the village. I think I also saw it some certain time in Benin also. But I've never seen that incense here in abroad. I don't think it's here. Okay. So that was why I was able to see. He just fly like a, like mosquito. He just fly. And I said, depart from me. In fact, I even used my dialect to swear for him. And I said, this is the HANUKKAH. This is the rapture Jesus said he's going to rapture people. So this is how you want to rapture. I said, but you are a mune. How are you going to be packing your people? I said, you start deceiving your people again because that day will come and go. You can't do nothing. I was even laughing. I said, look at who they are serving. Look at what people is serving. Look at what people put their trust on. It's just a game player. Jesus was just flying everywhere. Now, Revelation 1, I want to do another light. Even in heaven, this light is also there. 13 or 12 rather. Revelation 1. What am I doing here? Revelation 1, verses 12 through 15. And I turned to see the voice that spake with me, and being turned, I saw seven golden candlesticks. 13. And in the midst of the seven candlesticks, one like unto the Son of Man, clothed with a garment down to the foot, and girt about the paths with a golden. Okay, I will return back here again. I will return back here. So I just wanted to say that even in heaven, 24/7, that light is on. Okay, because Yahuwah is light, Yahushua is also light, and we are the light of the world. So that is to say, we ought to reflect Yahushua in us, because yes, Yahushua in us. Yahushua light amplified in us. Hey, we are irritating us a little All right now. Yahushua is the greater light, and the greater light is to reflect the smaller light. Hey, what am I saying now? Anyway, I beg. I will come back to that again. I don't tire. I don't fit talk. So let me see if they see any other to be added. If not, then we just walk away. All right now. So let's go now to what it is. Let's go now to what it is. Yahushua is the greater light, is to amplify us, the smaller light, the lesser light. Okay. So wherever we go, we need to reflect Yahushua light. Wherever we go, whenever we step into any arena that carry this smell of darkness, right away we just put on Yahushua. We switch on Yahushua. We just switch on the light. How are we going to be switching on the light like what I'm doing now? Give them the sand doctrine, undiluted. Yes, that is how you turn on the light. So that is how death is going to be fleeing away from people. People sat in darkness. A great light has, just pumped on them. Hallelujah. So right now, let's do Leviticus 23, verses 1 through 4. And Yahweh spake unto Moshe, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them concerning the feast of Yahweh, which ye shall proclaim to be holy convocations. Even these are my feast. 3. 6 days, 6 days, fine. 6 days shall work be done, but the 7th day it is the Shabbat of rest and holy convocation. Ye shall do no work therein. It is the Sabbath of rest. It is the Sabbath of Yahweh in all your dwellings. All right, now this feast is also called a high Shabbat day, the last day. The first day, just like the Feast of Tabernacle, the first day is a high Shabbat, and the last day is also a high Shabbat. Okay, so this feast is a high Shabbat, a double Shabbat. No, is it double Shabbat? No, high Shabbat, excuse me. It's a high Shabbat. Now, verses 4. These are the feasts of Yahuwah, even holy convocations, which ye shall proclaim in their seasons. Now, feast is Mohedim. Feast in Hebrew simply means Mohedim. What is Mohedim? It simply means appointed time. Time appointed for Abiyah to meet with us is the nature of the feast. Abiyah is not just creative feast because he want to drink or he want to eat. No. He is bringing about all these feasts for a reason. This feast did not just come to be. He came for a reason. A battle fought and won. Where all hope was lost. Bro, this battle was fought and won. Okay, so is the feast is the nature of our celebration. So now this very feast is Abba Yahuwah's appointment. You know what appointment actually means? Without appointment, you can't fix things. You're going to daughter appointment. Doctor gave you appointment. Show up in so time and so date. You're going to work or you're looking for a job. Appointment. You schedule appointment. And that is what it is. You need something? Of course. We go by appointment. Appointment regulates our life. Okay. So this is what the Feast of Abba Yahuwah means. Appointment to meet with us. That is what the feast actually means. To gather together in his presence. All right. So he said, these are my feast, Mohedi, appointment to meet with. It is a special day. Where's the other one? Ecclesiastic chapter 3, verses 1 through 11. You can also read it. There is a time for everything. And 11, said, in my own time, that is in my own appointed time, I'm going to make everything beautiful. I will switch on the light. I will cleanse you. I will remake you. Remember in Genesis chapter 1, Abba Yahweh was about to start doing the works of creation, and light now became a stumbling block. Therefore, Abba Yahweh now speak to that light and darkness now fled away. And now, Abba Yahweh is also remaking you somehow underground, unseen. He's remaking you. Therefore, he has already put on his own light. It is you now to also turn it on here. Reflect the light of Yahushua. Yes, turn it on. It's remaking you. Light needs to be switched on. It's the feast of light, dedication. Okay, it's dedication. So where Daniel 5, okay, Daniel 7. Let's see. Hey, this message will also be long ago. What is going on? Abba Yahuwah. I wanted to do it back, and just go my way. But it's not so, as you can see. Almost 2 hours. And there is a lot of places I wanted to, that needed to be read. The book of Jubilees and all that. Ishmael. I go, wow. Okay, now, Daniel, now listen. Daniel chapter 7. Let's see what is going on today. Verses 25. And he shall speak great things, or rather, and he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall warn out. I said, he really warned me out in that vision. It was a battle of light. Put on the light. I want to see. This demon was, I don't know. Anyways, he said, he's talking about the anti-Messiah. Okay, everything begins here. And he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall warn out the saints of the Most High, and think to change times and laws, and they shall be given into his hand until a time and times and dividing of time. Okay, now he said we will give. He said we will be given into the hands of this anti-Messiah, this so-time Messiah, this opposer, for a certain period of a time. You see, as soon as that time is completed, Abba Yahweh will now step in and to get his people out of the camp of the enemy. Now you see, he says how these demons think. He calculated. If these people, I leave them in their original state, in their right senses, still let them possess that their civil right as a human being to do their digging diligently, these people is going to be cutting me. For that reason, I'm going to confuse their time. I'm going to confuse their law. Christian is a chaos unto our law. Allah is also a chaos unto our law. Allah is even the most dangerous one. He said he think to change the times. He want to change the season. He want to change the calendar. He want to change the time. They have already, not one. They have already done so. Gregorian, given by Jesus. Lunar calendar, given by Allah. And they have their own. So what are we treating? This very wonderful feast and light has already been what? Transformed into something else. Into something else. Confusing system. Babylonian system. Now, Jubilees chapter 6, the book of Jubilees chapter 6, verses 30 through 38. Okay. All right, let's quickly do that one. I would like to read that one. It's our book. Okay. Now the book of Yahshua, a lot of passages to be read. I don't think I'm going to be doing that. Prior to that of Ishmael, how they genetically modified this feast to theirs. Right now, I would like to pick it up from the book of Jubilees, okay, chapter 6. I will start reading from 30. And all the days of the commandment will be 250 weeks of days. And this will make the entire year complete. This is, okay, thus it is engraven and ordained on the heavenly tablets. And there is no neglecting this commandment for a single year or from year to year. 32. And command thou the children of Israel that they observe the years according to the reckoning 364 days. And this will consist a complete year. And there will not disrupt its time from its days and from the feast, for everything will fall out. If they do, everything is going to be falling out in them according to their testimony. The feast is testimony, okay? And they will not leave out any day nor disturb any feast. Don't, okay? But if they do neglect and do not observe them according to his commandment, then they will disturb all their seasons. And Jesus has already succeeded in disturbing this very wonderful calendar season and all that. Okay, all their seasons, and the year will be dislodged, and they will neglect their ordinances, and all the children of Israel will forget and will not found their path of the years. Confusion now. They are not finding the actual calendar. Is Christian walking, wandering in confusion? Of September 23rd, stroke 24th, and that day came nothing. October 7, 8, or rather 6, 7, 8. That day came nothing. Or rather October 13, 14. Came nothing. Okay, now October 16, 17. Nothing. Okay, October 1, 24th. Nothing. They, they keep recycling nonsense. Now it's December 14th, stroke 22nd. Confused people. 34. And all the children of Israel will forget and will not find the path of the year, and will forget the new month and seasons and Shabbats, and they will go wrong as to all the order of the years. For I know, and from henceforth will I declare it unto thee, and it is not of my own, okay, devising, for the book lies written before me, and on the head, okay, before me, and on the heavenly tablets. The division of days is ordained, lest they forget the feast of the covenant. Are you getting? Why is it the feast of the covenant? It is plans for salvation and the order to battle, because the enemy, wrong your soul, dehumanized you, demonized you, fed you with uncleanness. For that reason, they need to pay for it. Yes, they must pay for it. That is what Yahushua is coming to do, to wage war against anything that touches you. That makes it the feast of the covenant. All 9 feasts are covenanted feasts. Like I said, it's not for just eating and drinking. No, it carries a huge deliverance for the people of the book. And he said the people of the book is going to be forgetting this feast of the covenant and walk according to the feast of the Gentiles, Christmas. And walk according to the feast of Gentiles, Christmas. Going to be celebrating Christmas. After their error and after their ignorance. You are really ignorant. You are ignorant. For there will be those who will surely make observation of the moon, the lunar people. Of the moon, where is it? Of the moon. How, it disturbs the seasons and comes in some year to year, 10 days too soon. Okay, yeah. For this reason, the year will come upon them when they will, destroy it, the ordinances, and make abominable, yes, this is where I'm looking, and make abominable day the day of testimony. Christmas is abominable day. Why did he say abominable day? I think First Maccabees from chapter 1 to chapter 4, we're gonna be we're gonna leave it for today. On Christmas, I will be reading it. I will use it to do Christmas. I read the chapter 1 already in the other video. First Maccabees, they now set in Jesus. And they now begin to sacrifice abominable animal right in the temple of Abba Yahuwah. And they now said that is the feast people need to observe. And that is what Jubilees is talking about. That they're going to be making abominable day a feast day. Christmas is abominable because pig is unclean. Pig is unclean. It's abominable animal. That is what the royal law call it. Abominable. Don't touch it because it's unclean. And you will pay homage to Christmas, the God of Christmas. That is how you make abominable day a day of feast. Okay, let me take that again. And make an abominable day the day of testimony. You're going to be sharing testimony December 25th. And an unclean day, a feast day. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Unclean day, a feast day. Christmas is unclean day, people. Why making it a feast day? Her job, stoning the devil, is also unclean day. Why making it a feast day? Why? Unclean day, a feast day. And they will confound all the days, the holy with the unclean, and the unclean day with the holy. Confusion. They mix it together, masquerading stuff, transformed. Something that is so holy, unique, that was made for your soul, into a golden calf. Observation. Holy with the unholy, unclean. And the okay. For they will go wrong as to the month and the Shabbat and feast and jubilees. For this reason I commanded and testify to thee that thou mayest testify to them. For after thy death is talking to Noah, okay? Thy children will destroy them, so that they will not make the year 364 days alone only, and for this reason they will go and for this reason they will go wrong as to the new moon and seasons and Shabbat and festivals, and they will eat all kinds of blood with all kinds of flesh. That is uncleanness. Exactly as prophesied, this happened in the day of Maccabees chapter 1. First Maccabees chapter 1. Exactly what took place over there. The very day they set in Jesus. Okay, and why are we still doing it today? Why are we still talking about it? Anyways, Luke chapter 19, verses 41 through 44. Where is there? Luke chapter 19, verses 41. Okay, I read now. And when he was, correct. Thank you, Abba. And when he was come, he's talking about Yahushua HaMashiach. And when he was come nigh, he beheld the city and wept over it, saying, if thou knowest, if thou hadst known, even thou at least in this thy day, the things which belong unto thee, unto thy peace, the things which belong unto thy peace, but now they are hid from thy side. 43. And the days shall come upon thee that thy enemies shall cast a trench about thee and compass thee round and keep thee in on every side. Is this some cleanliness? 44. And they shall lay thee even with the ground. Okay. And they shall lay thee even with the ground, and thy children within thee, and they shall not leave in thee any stone upon another, because thou knowest not the time of thy visitation. So, because you don't know who you are, because you don't know the time of your visitation, because you don't really look into what you should have been looking into, therefore said the enemy is going to capture suddenly. They're going to strike suddenly. They're going to steal. They're going to off the light. Because you don't know your hour of visitation. So what is the nature of feast? It is for YAHUAH to visit us. Yes. Visitation. To meet with us. It's an appointment. So the nature of this segment is for you to know what is being given unto you. And the season. YAHUAH don't just carry things and do it anyhow. He walk accordingly. He has a certain day, time, and clock. He will carry out his assignment. So it don't just jump into the scene and begin to display. No. YAHUAH always planned beforehand. Okay. So you ought to know your hour of visitation. Yeah. In order for you to receive what you ought to receive from YAHUAH. So we are done with this phase. Let's proceed now into another phase about the HANUKKAH itself. So I want to see where the king himself celebrated this wonderful, powerful feast. We are just quoted on my about John chapter 10. Let's see. Even my siblings, the time I was still communicating with them. So when we get to this feast, what I did, and I began to tag them with, that is, as I upload it on my Facebook, I will tag them on it. So they will go through it. Afterwards, one now come to me and say, sister, I never knew a thing like this is in the New Testament. Dedication. He said, it's first time seeing it. Oh. It's just first time seeing it. He said, I was blown off. All my life. He said, I would just read it. I would read it like a novel. I would just pass. She said, Jesus chorister. She's singing for Jesus. She said, all my life. And be reading. He said, I never knew. Okay, this is what happened. Okay, I never knew. Oh, sister, thank you. I never knew. She really appreciated. So what was our offense? What made me to block her? Look at what she did. When Christmas now also came, I thought I teach engage Christmas in those videos. And I let people know the feast that is given unto you, the feast of the covenant, that is being given unto you. It is the biblical feast. So that was the nature of that message. How can you just listen? You just speak only, oh, eye-opening. I never knew this scripture was here. Oh, I never knew. Ye, sister, all my life I'm reading. I never knew. Oh, see, so this is what happened. Okay. And this is where this feast came from. Oh, no wonder. You say I never knew. Thank you, sister, for bringing the awareness unto me, for bringing the understanding unto me. I thought our human being was communicating. Wait till this very woman. When it comes to December, it's always December. When it now comes to Christmas Day, look at what my sister did, my sibling did. She now also do message about Christmas. She now tag me on it. When I look and when I see that nonsense, I'll tag myself. You can't put nonsense on cleanliness. We are not doing meaty. You do for me, I do for you. That is not what we are doing. We are talking about life. I said, this girl, she's not getting it. Okay, it's your problem. So, I'll tag myself. You can't put Christmas now. You put Christmas on my wall? How can that be? You will praise Jesus on my wall. That is, you will promote Christmas on my wall, whereby I knew what brings about Christmas. Christmas simply means the defeat of the people of the book. When they slaughtered in the first book of Maccabees, they now insert, they took away this very Feast of Tabernacle. They now insert Christmas. They now begin to tell our people to be sacrificed pig on Christmas Day. So how dare you minister a such abomination in my own page and tagged her? And Dana provoked her. She now went to go and tell my daughter, I don't like what sister is doing. Look at what she said. And the other day, when she talked about HANUKKAH, I celebrated with her. Now Christmas came and I tagged her. She did not comment. She did not click like. She did not do nothing. Rather, she attacked herself. She removed herself. So she was so angry. Before you knew it, she unfollowed me. And I said, me, I'm not going to unfollow you. Me, I'm going to block you. And I block her face off my sight. And I said, is she crazy? Is she really mad? So, you now see this heavenly race has a meeting, a thing of a group, or a thing of how am I going to be calling it? Something like organization. I was doing party in my own organization. You came. Now, I also want you to come to my own. Is that how you see this heavenly race? I blocked her. I deleted her. So that was how I knocked her out of my life. So, because she don't know what it is. Now, let's read. John chapter 10, verses 22. And it came to pass, oh, what am I saying now? And it was at Jerusalem, the feast of dedication. And it was winter. That's it. So how are you going to be getting, okay, how can you understand this very part? How can you make use of it? What dedication? What are you going to be saying? Are they doing child dedication or house dedication or property dedication? What are they dedicating? In the New Testament, now listen, I take it again. And it was at Jerusalem, the feast of dedication. So what is the feast of dedication? And it was winter. Winter when? It always be fall of winter, okay? Because they desecrated and polluted the altar in the winter, okay? They put in Jesus Christ, in the temple on winter. So we also, when we get the temple back and throw Jesus out, we celebrated that feast exactly the very day, December 25th, they put in Jesus. We chased Jesus out and we start the dedication on that same December 25th. But you know, royal law, YAHUAH'S own calendar can't be like Gregorian calendar. Now we are in 9 months, biblical 9 months. Now you are already on your 12th month, isn't it? So 3 months ahead. So it can't be the same. But sometimes, it can also fall on December 25th, 24th also. Yes, it's off and on. But it can't, it's not always, okay? Just like now, you see where you see what if, you see the date on the 3rd of December. Then we will round up 11th of December. That's it. But some, it will fall on that exact day. Some will also fall December 24th, some December 23rd, the last great day, okay? So it has always been like that, because that was the day they polluted the altar. So this feast, Yahushua himself also went there to celebrate it. I take it again. And it was at Jerusalem, the feast of dedication, and it was winter. 23. And Yahushua walked in the temple in Solomon's porch, you see, because this feast has to do with regaining, recapturing the temple back, taking back what the enemy has stolen in the temple. The enemy was just after the temple. Every utensils in the temple, they stripped all naked. They took all. Nebuchadnezzar also did likewise. They always, steal. All the decor somebody was put in the temple, they will just gold, silver, they will just, removed all and leave it naked. Afterwards, they will not set their God in. It has always been like that. Egypt was the land of black people. So when they captured the Western, the European capture, they put in now their own people. Today they become white. So it has always been like that. They also put their gods. 23 now. And Yahushua walked in the temple in Solomon's porch. Then came the Yahudims around about him and said unto him, how long doest thou make us to doubt? How long? You have been speaking in riddle. If thou be the Messiah, tell us plainly, what are you hiding? Are you the Messiah? Now 25. Yahushua answered them, I told you, and ye believed not. The works that I do in my Father's name, they bear witness of me. What was the work? I'm not going to be reading it. First Maccabees, second, third, and fourth, we gain back the temple. But they still came again. Second Maccabees chapter 6, they still came again. They still captured this temple. And this time they put in a Zeus again, which correspond with modern day Christianity, and they now begin to have sexual intercourse inside the temple of Abiy. After they have placed a Zeus in there, they now begin to have sex in honor of Jesus right in the temple. Check it out. What is Christian pastors doing today? Including married women is not spared. From their premier security, married women is not spared. And Allah also said in Quran that the people that is going to be committing this idolatry, he has already destined. They said they will take their portion. They were going to be taking their own part from the sins of adultery and just go and bang married woman. Yes, it has been so. Yahushua said, all these wonders that I'm doing, what was the wonders? The wonders he did in the Feast of Fire, in the days of Maccabees. It was plenty referring there because everybody's aware, because that is the feast day. He's telling them about witness, this miracle bear me witness that I was the one who gave them that victory. That was what he was saying literally. Because the Pharisees, the Yahudims, excuse me, we're tired. You're just complaining. Why you still, letting this doubt hanging on our heart? Clear the way. Yahushua said, I told you I am the Messiah, but you are not believing me. If you don't also believe me, what about the miracle that I did? They bear witness for me now. 26. And ye believe not, because ye are not of my sheep. And that is the only reason. That is the only reason you are not believed, because you don't belong to me. As I said unto you, my sheep hear my voice, and I know them, and they follow me, and I give unto them eternal life, and they shall never perish, neither shall any man pluck them out of my hand. My Father, which gave them me, is greater than all, and no man is able to pluck them out of my Father's hand. I am my Father. We are just one. When you see me, you see my Father. And then say, you have done the work, sir. So what are we saying? This is the feast, okay? This is the feast. Daniel chapter 8, you can read it. Let me just read some certain part there. Daniel chapter 8, this is where this, first of all, animals' kingdom surface in the kingdom. Animals' kingdom surface in the temple of Yahuwah. And whenever they come, they conquered. So they will remove the originality, the orientation. They will first of all remove all those things. They will not set in their own. Just like all these presidents. Okay, you see, Joe Biden packed everything that has to do with Joe Biden and leave the White House. And we now see Donald Trump also came in with his own crew member. Okay, it has always been like that. Like none of these people, when they conquered you, they defeat you, they will remove your God, because they will not be seeing that your God is powerless, so we prevailed against your God. So they will not put their own God to them. It was their own gods or God helped them, or rather gave them the victory. So in honor of that God, they will not position that God in your own temple. And like Jesus, which is Jesus today, in honor, pig, and then not begin to have sexual intercourse in the presence of this Jesus in the altar. Likewise, Muslim, after they have also conquered, Christian, of course they will, not just Christian, the entire world, they will set in Allah. They will delete everything you once knew, and they will not put in Allah. This is how they transformed. We are not just touched on that anyways, but it's like I'm doing it already. Now, so I quickly want to read Daniel chapter 8. If you want, you can also read it at your quiet time. I just want to do verses 11 also. Yea, he magnified himself even to the praise of the host, and by him the daily sacrifice was taken away, and the place of his sanctuary was cast down. You see, the daily sacrifice removed. What is the daily sacrifice? The real thing. Just as Abiyahuah wanted it, instructed you to live, they will delete all those ones. And they will not bring their own versions, a version how they want you to live. But what are we doing? On these days, on this very ground, this is the time for you to push Jesus away, roll Allah away, and rededicate back your life. Do you know what? Rededicate. Rededicate. Now you have divorced Jesus, isn't it? Therefore, you're going to be rededicating back yourself back unto Abba Yahuwah. If you know you have already stand that ground, if you know you have already come this far, rededicate yourself back to Yahuwah. It's that simple, very easy. Okay, Daniel 8, I read that already. First, okay, I'm not going to be reading any. I will just quote it. First Maccabees chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, chapter 4. But here, I wrote First Maccabees chapter 1 and 4. Chapter 1 is where they capture the temple. Chapter 4 is where we regain back the temple. Then, Second Maccabees chapter 6, there they capture again. It is constant battle, okay. Now, Matthew 24, yeah, and okay. The reason why this is because we see they return back again, and all this event has already transpired, happened, okay, even before Yahushua came, because they were trying to they are confusing us. They don't want us to know the time Yahushua is going to be birthed, because Abba Yahuwah through this feast is coming to us, is paying us visitation, okay. Now, when in 165 BCE or so, okay, we were preparing to celebrate the birthday of the king, the Feast of Tabernacles, okay, and the Grecians army came into the temple and looted everything, and they now brought their own calendar. They just did it to confuse us, in order for us not to know the time Yahushua is going to be birthed. Yes, they remove the calendar. We don't watch. That is, many people, follow them. Some result and say, no way, I won't follow this new dimension. I will retain what I know. So for that, they behead them, they kill them. But the few that fought for their life, conquered and prevailed. Okay, so now Yahushua re-echoes it over here again. Matthew 24, verses 15. When ye therefore shall see the abomination of desolation. Now the temple is desolate because why? Abomination has already been set in. Remember where we just read? Jubilees chapter 6. What did it say? It said they not make abominable day a holy day. Rather, abominable feast, a holy feast. An abominable day, unclean day, a holy day. Abominable. Abomination. So abomination, when it enters the altar, it will make the altar desolate. And according to Second Maccabees, or rather First Maccabees chapter 4, you see those time frame, whether 3 years or so, they captured the temple. Okay, the temple now became, wilderness. A lot of grass grows and cover everywhere. They were so dirty that even while worshiping Jesus, they couldn't even, clean up the temple. They couldn't. They just leave it bushy. So that represents you, because that makes it desolate. But now you can remove the grass, excuse me, you can clear off the grass, you can roll away Jesus, all those pork, you can remove it, all those sexual intercourse practicing, you can put stop. Yeah, you can do that. By a simple commandment. Turn on the light in obedience unto Abba Yahuwah. I take verses 15 again. Matthew 24:15. When ye therefore shall see the abomination of desolation spoken of by Daniel the prophet stand in the holy temple, or rather in the holy place, whosoever readeth, let him understand. Now, he said this abomination, when it's being said, you're going to see it with your two naked eyes. It's not spiritual. You will see it, and it's going to stand. What is the nature, or rather, what does it mean to stand in the holy place? It simply means to rule. Abomination will come into the holy place to rule. Christmas is ruling. It's an abomination. It's already been set inside people. A hijab, is it hijab? They call it stoning the devil. Hijab or so, I don't know. It's also coming to rule. 16 now. Then let him which, listen now, let's take, I will just read now continually. When ye therefore shall see the abomination of desolation spoken of by Daniel the prophet stand in the holy place, whosoever readeth, let him understand. Then let them which be in Judea flee into the mountains. Let him which is on the housetop not come down to take anything out of his house. 18. Neither let him which is in the field return back to take his cloth. 19. And woe unto them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days. Pray, okay, but pray ye that your flight be not in the winter. Winter? Is they talking about what? Winter? Neither on the Sabbath day. Neither on the Sabbath. For then shall be great what? Tribulation. Jesus has already said his own. Allah is also coming. Great tribulation. Such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time. No, nor ever shall be. 22. And except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved. But for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. 23. Then if any man shall say unto you, Lo, here is Messiah, or there, believe it not. So you see this Messiah, he is the first Messiah. He is the abomination of desolation. He is the one that want to rule in the holy place. He want to set himself in you. He want to rule there. He want to be your God. He want to be your Messiah. He want to, he said he is the one. That is a Mune. Jesus Christ is coming to pick up people. He said, don't believe that he is the one, because he missed the criteria. 24. For there shall arise false messiahs and false prophets, and shall show great signs, and shall show great signs and wonders, inasmuch that, if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect. So we're after the elect. So their miracle is for deception. Behold, 25, I have told you before. 26, wherefore, if they shall say unto you, behold, he is in the desert, go not. This is Mahdi, because he's going to be ruling in the desert, wilderness of Para. Okay. It said, go not forth. Behold, he is in the secret chambers. Believe it not. This is Papa Jesus. You want to rapture them to one secret chamber. Don't believe that nonsense. Okay. And Yahushua gave the guideline. You can keep reading. So me, I'm done. I'm done. Matthew, I read that already. Now, how they transformed. That is the last batch. How are they transforming? How do they transform this to this? This is the actual Messiah color. This is the texture of his hair. And this is what it is. But they transform. You see the transformation? That's what it means. To take something from the original state and transform it into this. So they transformed this glorious feast, and then I begin to say, it is Christmas. That's how Christians pray. Hanukkah is Christmas. Hanukkah is Christmas. Meanwhile, that was the day Christmas was being set into the temple. That was the day abomination being set into the holy temple of Abba Yahuwah. And that was the day the people of the book being defeated. That was the day the temple of Abba Yahuwah being captured. That was the day we were being defeated, just like Genesis 3. They will now also collaborate it with the tree and put in their house. They will put all those decors. They will put it. They are committed to crimes together. They are celebrating the day Adam fell from glory. They are celebrating the downfall of man. They are celebrating the new wisdom, new knowledge, and new understanding given to them by this serpent. In commemorating what took place in Genesis 3, they will not bring that tree of the knowledge of good and evil into their house. Whether you bring it physically or you are not bringing it to, as far as you condone, you tolerate all this nonsense. That tree is a deity, is over there. Okay, now, in the days of Maccabees, a thing like that also happens. I rebuke you in Yahweh's mighty name. And they also set in abomination of desolation in the holy temple, which ye are. And Christian also again adjust it, the good version, and then I use it to mask what they came to do. And say, you know what? That was the day Jesus was birth. We celebrate. What do you know about Hanukkah? And Muslim now is also coming to do their own. Okay. Now, I will be reading Revelation. So I will place just one video prior to Muslim madness. Let's go to Revelation 22. Oh my Abba. Verses 15. I read. For without are dogs, that is outside Yahuwah, that is outside the kingdom of Yahuwah. That is the people being thrown into fire. It said, for without are dogs. Remember, Yahushua also talks about dogs believer, dog believer. There are goat believer, animal believers. You will see them in Matthew chapter 5. Matthew chapter 5. Verses, is it 6, 7, and 8 or so? Maybe, I'm not sure. It could be, yeah, 6 to 8 or so. Anyways, it's I don't tire. I don't tire. Okay, let me be sure. Matthew. Because Yehoshua, what am I saying? Matthew, oh no. It's good I come to check. It's Matthew 7, verses 6. Tire. It's good. I check it. Matthew 7, verses 6. Give not that which is holy. Give not that which is holy unto dogs. Neither cast ye your pearls before swine, lest they trample them under their foot, and turn again and rent you. So we know these are pig believer and these are dog believer. Matthew 15 verses 20 to 21, 21 to 27, we also see dog believer over there. And the woman, the Canaanite woman, yes, admit that the Gentiles are dogs. So these are dogs believer, okay? And what is expensive, what is holy is salvation. We don't give it to them. What is so expensive, which is pearl, is salvation again. We don't give. So if you do, this is what they're going to be doing to you. You will not go to Islam. Mostly be preaching the message of the cross. You are just wasting your time now. You want them to behead you. Your head will be off. Okay, now let's go back. Let's go back to Revelation. So he said, without this kingdom, outside this kingdom, dogs I confirmed that already. So we're here again. Revelation 22 verses 15. For without are dogs, sorceries, whoremongers, prostitutes, okay, and murderers, and idolaters, and whosoever loveth and maketh a lie. You are not only loving lies, but you are making it. How are you making it? You would take truth, you would transform it to lie. This is how you make it. This is true. This is what the biblical Messiah looks like. But because you love lies, falsehood, Christian, Islam, Christian first of all, you not transform it to this. Yes, they also transform this to this in the Muslim. They take a holy biblical Messiah's character and begin to mask this nonsense. This is how they make a lie. Woolly hair to straight hair. Do you know? That is making of lies. He says woolly like my own. That is his hair texture. But what is the meaning of this straight one? This is his skin, brown skin. What toast him? How? Okay, is it Michael Jackson that went into whatever, into one machine like that and washed himself from black to this? So that is how they make lie. This is a lie. This is what it is. This one is a lie. Not just that they are jacked, only everything that has to do with the biblical Messiah is being jacked by these jackers. It's being jacked. But it has to be so. If not, we will cut them red-handed. So this is how they make lies. Yeah, this is how they make lies. Say you love it and you make it. Because you love it, you now begin to make it. They take Shabbat. They say it's not Sunday. And Muslims are also going to take Shabbat. They will not say it's Friday. So this is how they love lies and how they are making it. I strongly believe Islam also will be tested. Baba Yahuwah, not Baala. Now, Genesis 22. Oh, I wanted to read all this, but I can't. No. Genesis 22. This is where the test came from. Genesis chapter 22. Now, I want to go shift into Allah now. I'm done with Christian part. We want to shift into Allah. Now, in Genesis 22, you can read it in your quiet time. I won't be doing the reading. That is where YAHUAH speaks to his friend, Abraham, to sacrifice Isaac. And see how, what is the title? You still remember the title? The title is, oh my father, Temple Cleansing. HANUKKAH Feast of Dedication, transformed to Christmas, pick Jesus Christ, Christians, Allah, Ishmael, Islam. So now we read one part already in the foundational scripture. We'll also do the reading of the other one. But first of all, okay, I presented it already. What am I saying? Yeah, I read that already. Oh no. Before we go into that, we need to read the second foundational scriptures, okay? Yes, we need to read it. Second, what is it? 2 Corinthians 11, 13 through 15. For such are false apostles, deceitful workers, transforming themselves into the apostles of Mashiach, and no marvel, for Satan himself is transformed into an angel of light. What are we treating people? The feast of light, isn't it? Dedication. HANUKKAH, turn on the light. Now, Jesus said he is that light. Now, Allah also said he is that light. Yahushua, he is standing in the heavenly temple with those menorah candlesticks in his temple. And Jesus is also taking those characters, he is revealing it unto his people and said, I'm coming to get you on this feast day. People, this is the transformation. They take the woolly hair, they put a relaxer, and then not straight it. Transformation. This is how they try. No, there are some transformation that is good, okay? Like Apostle Peter was illiterate. Yahushua transformed him to be an author of the book you and I is reading today. That is to say, Abewa will take something because Abewa make you, what Abewa make you to be, like Adam, was once holy angel. And we now see Allah now came and transformed him into demon. But Yahweh also came and transformed him back to angelic being. So that is it. Now, this very transformation we are talking about, it is that of it is the very wicked one, deception. He transformed, and meanwhile is darkness. And it's darkness that burned over almost the entire world. But he is claiming that he is the light. He's HANUKKAH. Allah also said the same nonsense. Transformed himself to be angel of light. You see the light, mune. What a nonsensical. And no marvel, verses 14 now, for Satan himself is transformed into an angel of light. Therefore, it is no great thing if his minister also been transformed. Christians are the minister of darkness. Likewise, Islam. So, his minister is gonna go the ways of their Messiah. Their Messiah has already made up. You see, some people, when they make up, they don't see no dot. He has covered all those errors. He has covered all those, character that should have been. He didn't cover all because I still caught him. But he has covered all those debts in him that should have make you see him one time. He used the royal is his makeup. The biblical Messiah character is his makeup. He now used it to make up himself in order for you not to see him. But the nature of this segment, turn on the light and that darkness will flee from you. So their Messiah masquerade, transformed, taking a holy thing into nonsense and said it is December 25th. And Allah is also about to do it in Mecca. So no marvel. Therefore, it's no great thing if his ministers also be transformed as the ministers of righteousness, whose end shall be according to their works. They are devils, but they said they are the ministers of righteousness. Exactly what we are seeing today. So now, according to the book of Yashel, a lot of places. Now, Genesis 22, now we are back there, but I'm not going to be reading it. Now, this has to do with the final masquerade stuff. Transforming what original into nonsensical. Just like we see, okay, this is how they are doing the transformation. I bet what said by myself. By myself I swore. I have sworn by my great name. That is the original. Now see the fake. Okay, let's do the original again. Genesis 22:16. By myself I have sworn. I have sworn. Isaiah 45:23. I have sworn by myself. Jeremiah 44:26. I swore by my great name. Jeremiah 22:5. I swear by myself. Now see the transforming stuff. Quran 77:5. I hope. Yeah, verses 5. I swear by the angels. Quran 81:15. I swear by the stars. Quran 89:1. I swear by the break of day. Quran 90:1. I swear by these cities. This city. So he is imitating Abba Yahuwah, and this is how he is taking a holy saying. He will transform it into his own. That is duplicate. Exactly what they also did to Isaac, to the illustration and the event.
From God recently?
Get out.
God. Prophet Ishmael is the son of Prophet Ibrahim.
Exactly what they also did. Genesis 22 make it so clear that Isaac was the one Yahweh asked Abraham to sacrifice. Muslims said, no way, it is Ishmael. So they took this character, this biblical text, a very holy one, and transform it now into nonsense in Mecca, stoning the devil. Once in a year, they will go to Mecca and begin to stone the devil. I will tell you why. Let's first of all hear from them.
Prophet Ishmael is the son of Prophet Ibrahim. One day, Allah commanded Prophet Ibrahim to sacrifice his son. Upon hearing this command, Prophet Ibrahim patiently submitted to Allah's will.
I hate people play music or message.
Sacred task. Prophet Ishmael, without any objection, said with complete submission, "You can consider me as something to be sacrificed."
How do people want people to hear? You are crazy. How do you even
Prophet Ishmael is the son of Prophet Ibrahim. One day, Allah commanded Prophet Ibrahim to sacrifice his son. Upon hearing this command, Prophet Ibrahim patiently submitted to Allah's will and prepared his son for this sacred task. Prophet Ishmael, without any objection, said with complete submission, "You can consider me as something to be sacrificed." If this story has moved you, follow me for more inspiring stories. As Prophet Ibrahim was preparing to sacrifice his son, Allah sent a miracle in the form of a ram. Just as Prophet Ishmael was about to lie down for the sacrifice, Allah said, "O Ibrahim, you have fulfilled your dream. Here is your sacrifice." The ram was sacrificed in place of Prophet Ishmael. Thus, both Prophet Ishmael and Prophet Ibrahim were saved from this great trial. Furthermore, this event laid the foundation for the sacrificial ritual in Islam. Prophet Ishmael is this.
But that's a lie. Islam don't do no sacrificial whatever ritual. They don't. Only to wash 5 times and wash whatever. Now, what is the meaning of this? Now, Quran chapter 37, verses 99 through verses 13, 113, that is where the Allah said that nonsense. Now, Muslims are engaged original sin and the sacrificial and the ultimate sacrifice, and the ultimate sacrifice. They said very clear, in a very clear language, there is nothing absolutely like ultimate sacrifice. No sacrifice. No sacrifice. But here, because they want to confuse people, they are not saying this beginning, they sacrifice what? Oblation in Allah's. What are they sacrificing? For what? Who is dying? Is Ishmael going to die? Die for what? Now, this is the nonsensical Allah is saying that Ishmael, I quoted it, maybe I won't be reading it, but I would like to read some place from our own, the book of YAHUAH'S, where what they turned upside down. Let me tell you, this is a familiar spirit. And this familiar spirit know us too well. That is to say, they know almost every in and out of us, and they're going to be trying to walk with us through the information they have about us. Ishmael is a familiar spirit. Okay, see what he did. Allah was already there. See what Ishmael did. The very one they changed into. Okay, let's be real now. Why should Abba test Papa Abraham to sacrifice Ishmael? For what reason? In what sense? Because they said this time of testing, Ishmael, or rather Isaac was also being already birthed. Okay, Isaac was already birthed. Okay, so what would be the use of it? If for Abba you want to say, go and bring your son for me to sacrifice. What is the use of that? Why? What is the meaning of that? The only one that has meaning, because Ishmael came from uncleanness, and he also came from the case of adultery, fornication, and you came through uncircumcised body. Okay, There is nothing special about that. The woman that also gave birth to you, Ishmael, she was still a young woman, very, very stiff fighter. You know, fighter. Okay, yeah, very, very stiff fighter. She can give birth. Nothing. She has no problem. She had no problem with conception. So what would be the use of that? Ishmael is just a common, like every other person, normal person. But Isaac isn't so. Do you know why? Isaac is the miracle. Papa Abraham was already in his andropause. Mama Sarah was already in menopause. Everything stopped already, means resurrection. These two people, every organs in them that represent conception, that represent fertilization, is already gone. And Abba, you want us to make it happen. Okay, I give you this child. And Mama Sarah was in a 100. She was 99 years old. 99 or be 89. Okay, 89. So I don't. Either 89, because Papa Abraham was 100. Maybe she was 89 or so, or 99. I don't want to. I beg. I don't want to read. So that makes it a miracle. For a woman of such age, we are able to give, we are able to take in seed. That makes it a miracle. And let me tell you, I wanted to read this, but I don't think I will be able. Let me be sure. It is good. I also know this, memorize this on my head. Because it's a long time I also come to this topic. Mama Sarah was how many years? How old was she? All right. Mama Sarah was 90 years old when she gave birth to Isaac. So that makes it a miracle, a 90 years old woman to take in seed. That is miraculous. Nothing absolutely special about Hagar. So that was what Abba Yehoah also used a very precious son to illustrate YAHUAH'S sacrificials, Lord, that he himself will provide for himself. Nobody's going to be working out salvation for themselves. I will do that for myself. But I don't know what the meaning of Allah's own. I don't see anything in Allah's own at all. So I think we'll be reading the book of Yashel. Let's read the book of Yashel. Book of Yashel, chapter 20. Is it 21? Yes, let me be sure. This is what they are faking. Okay, the book of Yashel 21. Okay, 13 through 15. Okay, let me quickly do that. Oh my Abba, where is the book of Yashel? Where is the book of Yashel, my father? Okay, yes. Okay, 21 now, verses 13 through 15. 13. And when Isaac was 5 years old, remember I keep saying I forgot this scripture. Now that I remembered, I would like to put it here. Though, does it have anything to do with this one? I don't think so. But I would like to put it here. The book of Yashel, chapter 21, verses 13. And when Isaac was 5 years old, he was sitting with Ishmael at the door of the tent. And Ishmael came to Isaac. This time Ishmael was 19 years old. And Ishmael came to Isaac and seated himself opposite to him. And he took the bow and drew it and put the arrow in it and intended to slay Isaac because they are fighting for inheritance. And Sarah saw the act Ishmael desired to do to her son Isaac, and it grieved her exceedingly on account of her son. And she now sent for Abraham and said to him, cast out this bondwoman and her son, for her son shall not be hanged with my son, for thus did he seek to do unto him this day. Because he want to kill him, so that he can lay hold on the inheritance. So that was why Mama Sarah, that was why Ishmael was sent out of the family. Because he knew Isaac is a special child. And, okay, his inferiority complex lay hold on him, okay, and say, until I get rid of this very boy, I won't, become who I ought to be. Revelation 6, verses 1. And I saw when the Lamb opened one of the seals. Now, here it's talking about fake Messiah, okay? The secret of anti-Messiah. And when the Lamb opened one of the seals, and I heard, as it were, the noise of thunder, one of the four beasts saying, come and see. 2. And I saw, and behold, a white horse. This is Ishmael, / Mahadin. And he that sat on him had a bow, and a crown was given unto him. Okay, went forth and conquer. Anyway, it's none of my business, okay? Let them go and conquer themselves in Mecca. A problem here was in now listen, a bow in his hand, and he's going to use to slay people. Exactly the same bow in the hands of Ishmael, the very one he wanted to use to slay Isaac. So that was why he was sent out of the family. And that is why Allah have no son, because he was being rejected. So now let's pray to 22. From where comes their wickedness? Okay, what they are using to run today in Mecca. Liars and deceivers. What was the verses? Let me see. 22 now. The book of Yahshua chapter 22, verses 40 through 55. The thing long. 55. Now listen. The book of Yahshua chapter 20, chapter 22, verses 40. And Isaac, the son of Abraham, was growing up in those days, and Abraham, his father, taught him the way of Yahuwah, to know Yahuwah, and Yahuwah was with him. Okay, 41. And Isaac was 37 years old. Ishmael, listen up, Isaac was 37 years old. Ishmael, his brother, was going about with him in the tent. See competition. And Ishmael boasted of himself to Isaac, saying, I was 13 years old when Yahuwah spoke to my father to circumcise us, and I did according to the word of Yahuwah, which he spake to my father. And I give my soul unto Yahuwah, and I did not transgress his word, which he commanded my father. Tell me now, what is the meaning of this comparison nonsense? Ishmael brings about this test. There will be, what was not even after, but Ishmael, Allah brings about this very test. Okay, but they met it for evil. Abiyewa will always turn it around for good. Now, this is Ishmael. So a boy of 30 years, what voice do you have before your father and say, I will not be circumcised? What is the meaning of that nonsense? You circumcised, is it not for you? What does that have to do with us? What does your circumcision mean to us? Is that a test? So this is what they masquerade in Quran. Instead of them to remain in their leader, Ishmael did not transgress. Okay, let me see if I will be reading the nonsense Quran. We'll still come back, we'll continue. Let me see the nonsense, the stupidity of Allah. Quran 37 verses 99. He later said, I am living in, where is it? In obedience. He later said, I am living in obedience to Allah, not be my Lord, to Allah. Let me just put it like that, to Allah, not me. Allah is Wawagbo. I hate that demon. Quran 37 verses 99. He later said, I am living in obedience to your Lord Allah. He will guide you. And now you sabi. 100 now verses 100. Your Lord bless you, okay, let me do it professionally, no problem. My Lord bless me with righteous offspring. According to they say Abraham is the one talking here. Verses 101. So we gave him, listen, Allah is the one talking now. So we gave him, I don't know why, whenever Allah is talking, he always make we, I don't know what that is. So we gave him good news of a forbearing son. Then when the boy reached the age to walk with him, Abraham said, "Oh, my dear son, I have seen in a vision, in a dream, that I must sacrifice you." Abraham, Abraham in Islam saw this sacrificial whatever in the dream. So tell me what you think. He replied, "Oh, my dear father, see, dear, oh, my dear father, do as you are commanded. Allah willing, you will find me stand fast." See, nonsensical. 103. Then when they submitted to Allah's will, and Abraham laid hold, all right, okay, what am I saying? Abraham laid him on the side of the forehead for sacrifice. See about the video. We called, see Allah again, we called out to him, "Oh, Abraham." 105. You have already fulfilled the vision. Indeed, this is how we reward the good doers. They think they've turned my stomach. I will manage. That was truly a reverie whatever test. And we ransomed his son with a great sacrifice. And blessed Abraham with honorable mention among later generations. Peace be upon Abraham, my father. Hallelujah. This is how we reward the good doers. He was truly one of our faithful servants. We later gave him good news of Isaac, a prophet and one of the YAHUAH'S. We blessed him, and Isaac was some of their descendants. Did good. Allah, nonsensical. You see the abalabidi. You see the nonsensical of Allah, this bastard. You see how useless a filth this demon is. See the nonsense he's saying. So let's go back to the book of Yashar. Because in the book of Yashar, this is what they put together. This is what Allah put together. Where is the book of Yashar? This is what Allah put together. Okay. Book of Yashar. Yes, 43 now. Ishmael boasted. He brings about this nonsense. Allah was the one who is speaking through Ishmael over here. He want to body shame Isaac. Now listen, I take it again. After this, I will round up. The book of Yashar 22, verses 40. Isaac, the son of Abraham, was growing up in those days, and Abraham, his father, taught him the way of Yahuwah, to know Yahuwah, and Yahuwah was with him. 41. And when Isaac was 37 years old, Ishmael, his brother, was going about with him in the tent, and Ishmael boasted of himself to Isaac, saying, "I was 13 years old when Yahuwah spoke to my father to circumcise us, and I did according to the word of Yahuwah, which he spoke to my father, and I gave my soul unto Yahuwah, and I did not transgress his will, which he commanded my father." And Isaac answered Ishmael, saying, "Why doest thou boast to me about this, about a little bit of thy flesh, which thou didst take from thy body, concerning which Yahuwah commanded thee? As Yahuwah liveth, the Yahuwah of my father Abraham, if Yahuwah should say unto my father, Take now thy son Isaac, and bring him up an offering before me, I would not refrain, but I would joyfully accept to it." Are you getting it? So this is where it came from. And Yahuwah heard the word that Isaac spoke to Ishmael, and it seemed good in the sight of Yahuwah, and he thought to try Abraham in this matter. And the day arrived when the sons of men came and present themselves, and came and placed themselves before Yahuwah, and Satan also came. That is, they want to serve madness now with the sons of Yahuwah before Yahuwah. And Yahuwah said unto Satan, where comest thou? And Satan answered, but this is Jesus actually. Jesus said, Allah is snake, serpent. Answered Yahuwah and said, from going to and fro in the air, just like the days of Job. Okay, to and up and down. Look at it. And Yahuwah said, okay, Satan, where is thy? Okay, no. Where am I really? Okay, walking up to and fro in the earth, and from walking up and down. Just look at in it. 48. And Yahweh said unto Satan, which is thy word to me concerning all the children of the earth? And Satan answered Yahuwah and said, I have seen all the children of the earth who serve thee, and remember thee when they require anything from thee. 49. And when thou givest them the thing which they required from thee, they sat at their ease and forsake thee, and they remember thee no more. Okay. Hast thou, 15, hast thou seen Abraham the son of Taran, which at first had no children, and he served thee and erected altars to thee whenever he came. Okay, wherever he came, and brought up offerings upon them. He proclaimed thy name continually to all the children of the earth. And now that his son Isaac is born to him, he has forsaken thee. He has made a great feast for all the inhabitants of the land, and Yahuwah he has forgotten. Simply, Allah, Jesus is the one talking. So 52. For amidst all that he has done, he brought thee no offering, neither burnt offering, neither peace offering, neither ox, lamb, nor goat, of all that he killed on the day that his son was weaned. 53. Even from the time of his son's birth till now, we hold 37 years, till now, be 37 years, he built no altar before thee. Oh, my father, Papa Abraham, you know, do this one well. A whole 37 years. So, he built no altar before thee, nor brought any offering to thee, for he saw that thou didst. Now understand, give what he requested before thee, and he therefore forsook thee. Oh, my Abba. 54. And Yahuwah said unto Satan, Hast thou thus considered my servant Abraham? For there is none like him on earth, a perfect and upright man before me, one that feareth Yahuwah, avoideth evil, as I live. Okay. Where I to say unto him, bring me up Isaac, thy son, before me, he would not withhold him from me. Much more, if I told him to bring up a burnt offering before me from his flock or herds. 55. And Satan answered Yahuwah and said, Speak there now unto Abraham, as thou hast said, and thou wilt see whether he will not these days transgress and cast aside thy word. You see, so this is where the problem set in. This is where the problem set in. Okay. But Papa Abraham, you not do that one where shall. It was 37 years. Anyways, I'm not here for that. So chapter 23, that is where the whole, if you see how Allah revealed himself, he turned himself to an old man, to put a stumbling block. He turned himself to a canal that Papa Abraham, Isaac will not pass through. He turned himself to young boy to speak to Isaac and tell Isaac, don't go, don't go. Your papa is a stupid man, a foolish man, want to go and kill you. So he also go to Mama Sarah. He turned himself to old woman also. He was just transforming anyhow to stop this very challenge. But Abayewa, rather, Papa Abraham defeated him. So today in Islam, that is the stoning of the devil. That when Abraham was going to sacrifice Ishmael, devil was trying to hinder. Devil was trying to stop. So Papa Abraham also picked a stone and now stoned the devil. So that's what they are doing once in a year. They always go to Mecca to stone the devil. And while stoning the devil, about 3,000 to 4,000 souls will die every year in Mecca. Why stoning the devil? They will just die because the place is so tight that is not conducive for a large people as that. So many people would die. They are studying the devil. What we are saying now, as we are talking, the devil is in Mecca. Every once in a year, they must stone the devil inside the Mecca. That is, devil have temple inside Allah's temple. So by now, use your common sense. So is the devil. It is Allah. It is Jesus. It is Mahdi. It is Ishmael. All of them. They are all bastards. They be devil. Yeah, what's my name? So in chapter 23, that is where is a very long one. I won't even dare to read any part, but it's so powerful. So I quote Quran already. Now, Joshua chapter 6 and 7. You don't touch a cursed thing. That is the consummation of this. We know Jericho was a blockage to glory, blockage to rest, to testimony, to freedom. Now, the man of Yahuwah put a curse. Anybody that will rebuild Jericho, you will start the foundation with your firstborn, and you will set the gate with your lastborn. And we see one of us, after in chapter 7, go and touch Jericho's property. He took the garment of Jericho, that is the garment of Babylon, their gold, their silver he took. And him and his household will be swallowed by the earth. So why this? Christmas is a cursed thing. Allah is a cursed thing. You know already, Allah said he is the cursed serpent, isn't it? Jesus is an abomination, it's a cursed thing. You don't touch. You see, when the first woman touched a cursed thing, that brings this calamity and catastrophic you and I is going through today. You don't touch a cursed thing. Like you that is bringing Christmas tree, that is a cursed thing. You don't do a thing like that. You don't touch Jesus. It's a cursed thing. Allah is a cursed thing. Every practicing Quran is a cursed thing. Every practicing of Islam is a cursed thing. Just read Joshua chapter 7. You will see what happened over there. And because they were in the group, in the camp together, Joshua lost the battle. Because a cursed thing is already in the midst. A cursed thing is in the house. That is why I run away from my family. I also run away from my son. Because they are Jesus people. And I don't want people that is touching a cursed thing. I don't want to walk with them harmoniously. No way. I don't have nothing to do with them. I don't want to be in any agreement at all with them. They are touching a cursed thing. So with that, because I will be losing battle. Just like the entire camp of Israel that defeated Jericho and brought down Jericho. In chapter 7, enemy overpowered them. Enemy conquered them because somebody took a cursed thing into the camp. So that is why I separate myself from them. Yeah, that is the reason I separate myself from them. So Allah is a cursed thing. You don't touch people like that. You don't touch their book. Quran is a cursed thing. It's the garment of Babylon, the garment of destruction. You don't need it. Anyways, I will be stopping over here. I've tried already. Thank you, Abba. So in the midst of, on the Shabbat. We'll be doing the leftover one, the message we are into, the crown, okay, the 5 crowns. Okay, so we'll use that one to consummate it before we shift into another dimension. Maybe I will be talking about Jesus Christ rapture. I think so. Anyways, we are done for now. Thank you, my Abba. I love you so much. To you be all glory. Hallelujah unto you. I love you so much. All right, family. I'm out as usual.